It's the Dynasty Front Office, and we are building you championships one trade at a time.
I'm your host, Jesse Schneeman, and before I introduce the three best friends anyone could ever have, I just want to send out a really heartfelt thank you to every single person that listens or watches anything we create. I get a little choked up when I talk about this stuff, but I really am grateful, and it blows my mind that anyone would take their time to listen to us. And if you do take that time and you do like what we have to say, please just click like. It's really easy. Subscriptions and auto downloads really help what we're trying to do. And seriously, guys, it really just blows my mind that you're out there, and I love it. Just to tease a little bit, we have a new intro coming this week from one of our biggest listeners, Big James. But just the stuff y'all do blows my mind, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. And no more of that. Bringing in the auspicious Austin Bow. How you doing tonight, Austin?
Oh, doing great. It's the night before Halloween. I'm good to go, man. We get to do a really fun episode today, so this should be a good one. How are you?
I'm great. Like I said, I'm blown away over the reaction over the last week. But Lamar's back, so that's fun tonight. Hopefully the Ravens win, so I have a good day at work tomorrow because living in Baltimore, these guys live and die by that stuff.
Yeah, you being a Baltimore fan must be tough.
Oh, stop. I tolerate them. And my main man, Chad Mendoza. How you doing tonight, Chad? And you're
muted.
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about some fantasy football.
On brand. Right on. And Major Mike Casper. How you doing tonight, Mike?
I am officially no longer working for free, so I am excited.
Beautiful.
I would have still done it anyways, but I'm stoked to be here.
Wait.
And
You're getting paid for this?
not for this. Yeah, no. Good reference. Good reference. Awesome to be here. Like Jesse said, Jamie's song that he made for us is freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Yeah, it'll be chopped up and uploaded and ready to roll for next week. That's for sure. I had to figure out what that app is that he used to make that.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah.
I thought he did it with his hands and voice.
Yeah, he made music.
Yeah.
I assume that was an AI voice, but if that is Big James singing that dude has way more talent to be doing this stuff.
It was funny because my kids, I told them we got a rock band that listens to us, I guess, and they made the song and they totally bought it. And then when my wife listened to it, first thing she said is that AI? Totally ruined it. But my son still, he says his favorite new song. So I'm like, yeah, pumps me up.
Amazing. All right, Mike, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us when we're not podcasting?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook at Dynasty Front Office, Twitter or X at Front Office FF. The Discord, link in the description. We'll be here every Thursday, followed by the pod release on Fridays. Please like and subscribe. Listener League is active. We have shirts for the year one players on the way, so join the Discord and become part of the family.
All right. So we're just going to jump into the trade banger. Is that right?
Yes.
That's
so
correct.
we got the trade banger, mid-season rankings, and a little pop culture fun this evening.
All right.
This is the trade banger of the week, the one deal that's too good, too bad, or just too wild not to talk about. If you've got a trade that shook up your league, send it our way. It might be next week's banger. But it won't be if another one of these co-hosts message me day of the podcast and say, hey, do mine. Because that's what Austin did. So sorry, listeners. I had one planned for you guys, and it was great. But we scrapped it. How are you guys doing?
Oh,
Good.
man, just great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Just thought I'd give you your flowers. So, to start this one off, like I said, morning of the podcast, got everything planned, ready to go. get a text from Austin, and I'll just read the text, I guess.
Can we pause real quick? The fact that you actually do prep work is really the most impressive part of this entire thing. So like, I for sure expected to text you and you'd be like, "Oh, dude, I didn't have one. Thanks." So that's my fault. So sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'll just go ahead and read what he wrote in the text. You guys get a feel for where his head was at and what he's thinking. But he says, "Hey guys." I don't know why he's saying "Hey guys." He's texting me, but "Hey guys, I know it's the morning of the pod and you already set up the trade banger segment, but go ahead and scrap that because whatever trade list you have from the listeners, do mine instead. No, seriously, I'm submitting my own trade. I'm calling it host privileges. And here's the deal. It's Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, and Caleb Johnson are the 3 players I received. And I traded away Lamar Jackson and Bill Krosky-Merritt. Then he says, let me explain. I'm sitting at 14-2 with Lamar, Goff, and Bryce Young at quarterback. The team's great. My receivers are A.J. Brown, Mike Evans, and Garrett Wilson, but they've all been in auditioning for the whole my bad. They're great. He just loves his team. So meanwhile, Lamar decided to go on his annual midseason enlightenment. I cannot talk. He's got Lamar. He's got Lamar and he's got Bryce Young. Yeah, like Austin and like myself, we're both hitting our breaking point here. So he sent over a ill-advised offer, and yeah, the guy wanted a running back, so he tossed in Bill. Got Caleb Johnson back as a sympathy piece, I'm guessing. Yeah. He basically just wants to know if he panic sold or not. I'm going to cut this one short because I don't know what's going on. But English is tough. What do you guys think? Jesse, I'm going to start with you because I know you are a huge fan of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is playing tonight, so I know Austin got tired of watching him on the bench, but I don't know if the way to solve that is, getting rid of him the day he gets back. Would you have done that, or do you think it's kind of...
No, and I do think it's kind of... Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't... I thought I commented in the chat of the league, but I didn't at the time. But yeah, no, Lamar side by a lot. Just a little foreshadowing. You'll see Caleb Williams is coming up for my fallers list in a little bit.
Caleb Johnson.
Interesting.
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
And Caleb Johnson.
Johnson.
All the Calebs.
Yeah, I didn't put him on my list because I think I saw him on everybody else's list. We're already going to talk about both of those guys. But yeah, didn't you call Caleb Johnson a sewer clown like a month ago, Chad?
Yes.
You compared him to the movie It.
Did I say that?
Yes.
That sounds really mean. I don't know if I said that. If I did, let's leave that in that episode because that's very mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Austin. I don't want to kill you too bad, but I like the Lamar side.
Interesting. Yeah. So the Lamar piece is what it is, right? I think we can all expect Lamar is going to come back and play well, and Austin's going to regret it at some point this season. But the Caleb Williams side, right? That is one side that's interesting because he has had some pretty high ups this season, also some Caleb Williams moments. Mike, is this a piece you think you're going to get comparable enough play to Lamar over the course of the season where you're not going to be too hurt by it? Or where's your thinking on that? Because he's 14-2, right? So at the end of the day, we're talking about winning a championship. That's the priority, I think, with any trade you're making.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at what Caleb Williams will score plus what whoever Rome Odunze is replacing in the starting roster will be, like, yeah, I think that's Lamar or plus Lamar, right? This trade is interesting because I love Lamar, not high on Bill, not high on Caleb, but love Rome. So,
yeah.
So it's really, really tough for me. I'm still trying to decide which side I would really want. In all honesty, I have 0 Caleb shares and quite a few Lamar shares. So I want to say the Lamar side, but I mean, I don't know, to get someone that, like we've talked about on here, that's also had his high highs, and getting a stack with sometimes getting a stack on a team can be pretty busted. So
Yeah.
I like. I guess that convinces me. I'll take the Caleb side.
Wow.
But I might sell Caleb later this season if I can.
I mean, first of all, if I were
It's a big if.
If I were going to take that deal at all, I do have to say that the bill shouldn't be involved. Like, that should be taken off, and it should just be Lamar if I were going to consider it.
I think it's
him.
Yeah. I think that's kind of a when you're talking about a deal this big, and you're including somebody like Caleb Johnson. I think that's an okay kind of trade off where you're saying, okay, I'll take the Caleb side where maybe people are, not maybe, people are much lower on Caleb Johnson at this point than even like Krosky Merritt, who's come out of nowhere. So I understand the whole thinking behind that. That's fine to me. The one part that's interesting is I understand the injury aspect of it with Mike Evans being out. That's really tough. You've got to kind of make up the points on that end. But who are your other guys, Austin? And this question is posed specifically to you. Who are your other guys on the roster that Rome is stepping in for, where you think, okay, this is going to make up the points between Caleb and Lamar Jackson?
Well, that week I literally didn't have a third starting healthy receiver, so I mean anybody for that week. But like he's going to take over most weeks for like Travis Etienne, Rashad White, Jamison Williams.
Okay.
Mason Taylor, Kincaid. So one of those guys.
So like your 8 to 10 week or an 8 to 10 point a week kind of guy.
Yeah, unless they get a touchdown.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I think if your record wasn't as good as it is now, if you weren't 14-2, I would understand a little bit more personally. For me, at 14-2, I'm trying to make winning moves, and I'm not convinced that this puts you in a better situation. Mike, do you feel this puts him in a better situation? I know you said that you like the other side of the trade more, but do you think he's in a better situation today than he was before? Not just for this week, but going forward.
No, I guess now listening to kind of who it's replaceable. I mean, it improves his depth overall, I think, and he'll probably have more stable weeks. But to not have those big blow up weeks might cost you come playoff time. So could happen to anybody, right? But Lamar's pretty consistent when healthy. So
what about you, Jesse?
Well, I see the disconnect here. Now that I look at the rankings, Austin has him much higher, and I don't want to spoil the later part of the episode. We'll get into that later, but that's where the disparity is. I have lowered Caleb quite a bit, and Austin has not. So Austin, talk to me about Caleb. What are you seeing?
I mean, he's QB 12, and he's already had his bye. It's pretty simple for me. He's been good 5 of 7 games. So I mean, to me, it's that simple. And I'm getting what I view as a top 10 receiver in Dynasty as well. So I'm going from my QB 3 to my QB. I think I don't know. I think I have him 9 or something like that. So I'm going from 3 to 9, and I'm getting my wide receiver 10 in Dynasty on top of that, who I could absolutely see jump up to 7 or 8 by the end of the year. That's kind of how I viewed going from Lamar to Caleb. But I also will admit that it was as much of an emotional trade as anything. Lamar had honestly pissed me off for the past month not using him. I just traded for him in the offseason, and here I am already. I finally have a Lamar share, and I can't use him for over a month in the first time I had him. So I had 0 starting quarterbacks, and I didn't have a starting third receiver that week. It was like, let me just see what I can fish. And, of course, the first person I fished, I was also trying to buy a cheaper quarterback that week, and this one just got accepted first. We just kind of came to a conclusion first. So it probably is on the shallow side, and it absolutely could haunt me in the playoffs, but it was an emotional trade as much as anything.
Okay.
I like that you say that, because it's one of those things that we're all guilty of. We all do. We all make those kind of emotional decisions when we're trading, and a lot of perspective is emotion, right? So we're viewing these players out of our lenses. The interesting thing for me is the situation, right? Like if I'm viewing the trade in a vacuum, I'm saying, okay, like I get it, like I understand it. And I think, a year and a half from now, you look at this trade and it could look completely different. And maybe even, vastly, it looks vastly different, positive to your side. But the fact of the matter is now at 14-2, you've traded away a quarterback that, he has missed a lot of time, but in the time that he's played, right, his 37-point week, a 33-point week, 37-point week, 15, and then a 28, right? Caleb Williams has one game over 25 points this season. So you're giving up a lot of points per week just at the quarterback position, which is a tough trade-off for me in your current situation. But anything can happen in the playoffs. You're probably already there, or if not, knocking on the door to locking in a playoff spot. So it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. You have to remind us to take a look at it, come playoff time. And
sure I'll be cussing or yelling for happiness, one of the two, by the time week 15, 16, and 17 come.
Yeah. Well, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think you lost a trade, but I get it. Mike, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Austin on this one.
Look at there.
Jesse?
I never go with Austin on anything.
That is true.
So yeah, I think we're split here. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this looks come playoff time. But anyways, this has been our trade segment. I will use the trade that we had for this week from our listener. I'll use that next week. But please send your trades in. We'll get a little stockpile going. Get it cranked out here. Appreciate everybody that has emailed us, messaged me, or messaged in the comment section on YouTube. That's also a very valid area to ask for some trade advice. So we may feature from that. And yeah, this has been the trade banger of the week. If you can reach out to us, it's dynfo.official@gmail.com. So that's dynfo.official@gmail.com.
Dynfo. All right, y'all. It is mid-season, and we have updated our rankings. We're going to share them with you. Just to preface this is super flex, half point premium, tight end. If you can't see our rankings right now, it's because you're not in our Discord. So what are you doing? Get in the Discord. It's free. You have to see all of our rankings, adjust yours to ours to yours. It's just it's a nice reference if you're going to make a trade, if you can't talk it out with anybody, if nobody's available. But usually there is the Discord. So talk it out, look at the ranks before you make an Austin trade. All right, gentlemen, who wants to go first? Mike.
We starting with quarterbacks or
yes, quarterbacks first.
All right, so and just one at a time.
Yeah,
a couple.
Go.
Okay,
yeah, let's go one at a time so we can talk value.
Okay, yeah. So my first big mover, I think, is probably more of a consensus one of Jackson Dart. I moved him from 24 in the preseason to 11 in my current rankings. So, I mean, can't argue with what he's been doing, especially without Malik Neighbors. I think is what makes it probably most impressive. He makes Wan'Dale Robinson very, very good in fantasy, to be completely honest. And now he's lost Cam Skattebo. With what that offense is going to be, I think he can still keep the train rolling. I don't think it's going to be elite, but I think it's definitely top 11 worthy, and he proves that he's got the stuff.
Yep, I agree. He was my biggest mover. He went from 24 to 10, so I'm right there with you.
All of you guys have him at 10.
Yep. Oh, no, Mike has him at 11, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, he changed him to 10. I see that. You're right.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Yeesh, I have him at
So
20.
the real question is what are you doing, Jesse?
Well, I have him at 20, and I thought that was actually aggressive. I don't look at other people's ranks when I do mine, and I thought I'd be around where you guys were. I'm genuinely surprised that you have him above. Like Justin Herbert to me is, oh man, not in a million years. Would I have a rookie that's played 4 games over Justin Herbert? But to each his own. I mean, I like I said.
How do you have him behind Cam Ward?
That's the one I wanted to wait to ask. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
okay.
That's the
So
one that sticks out to me.
I have them tied, basically. I know there's no way to have them tied on a ranking sheet, but yeah, Cam Ward was the first overall pick for a reason. He's made throws to Jackson this year that Jackson Dart can't, or hasn't. Sorry, I don't want to say can't, but hasn't shown that he can. So the upside with Cam Ward is there. The now is there with Jackson Dart. So I struggled a lot with that one. So I could be convinced to get him up to 19. And also I'm looking at this now, and I could be convinced to move Kyler below a lot of these guys. But other than that, well, maybe Stroud as well. So, maybe I can get him to 16, but 10 I think is ultra aggressive for a guy that's played as much as he has. Chad, you're muted.
Yeah, probably.
Thank
a good thing,
God.
but you're muted.
Whatever it is you have to say about Dart. Go ahead, Chad.
It's karma.
Yeah.
Now he's frozen.
Yep. It was a
I'm
big smile.
frozen?
That's
No,
you're-
frozen
there you
smile.
are.
Now
You're
you're
good.
there.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying consensus is 11, so we're literally one spot above consensus.
That's aggressive.
It is, but I also think it's the cheapest you're going to get him. And I think if
Oh,
you go and
maybe.
try to trade for him currently, it's going to take one of those guys that are either at or above where we have him to get him.
Look, I think the kid's very good. I think there's some really, really good established quarterbacks above him. Brock Purdy hasn't even played, so you can't really compare numbers. But yeah, Herbert. I mean, he hasn't played enough either, Dart, to really compare numbers. But yeah, it's so aggressive to put him above established players. So I think consensus is in error there.
But I think you've got to put him above some of the established players, or you'll never get them.
Yeah.
That's the kind
That's
of thing we're
fine.
talking
I'll
about.
take the established guys, though. You know what I mean?
You do
Yeah,
have him
right.
above Caleb Williams, so I will
I
give
do
you
have him
that.
above Caleb Williams. I think he's a better
Which
quarterback.
might be also just as crazy. But
I think
we'll
he's a
get to
better
that
quarterback
later
than
on.
Caleb was. Caleb Williams scares the crap out of me. Do we want to just roll right into that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Since
let's
we've
do
already
it.
kind of teased it twice.
Man, I don't even like Caleb, and you've got him leaps and bounds below where I got him.
Man, he just doesn't seem like he's ever really going to get it. He just doesn't, and I just think it's going to be like this, right? And eventually, he's going to wear out his welcome. He's going to move on and bounce around, and I'm not interested in this kind of quarterback, to be honest with you. The guy that doesn't get it. Maybe he will in a couple of years. I'm not interested in waiting around and watching his value plummet while he does.
I mean, I can agree with that a little bit. Like a lot of his, once he's off the scripted plays stuff, his numbers are noticeably worse.
Because his feet are pointed in the wrong direction. He
Yeah,
thinks he can make plays that he can't. I think that's his biggest problem. Hero ball, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I get that. I'll let the other two stands for him, but I thought I was going to be lowest on Caleb, and
Yeah, and you
I
guys,
had him
please
at 14. So
tell me why I'm wrong. I've made my case.
Chad?
Well, I mean, he's looked like a good quarterback this season. It's not been like he's just been terrible. Last year, I mean, I was probably the lowest on Caleb Williams coming into the season. And I've watched him, and he's looked like he's had some good moments. He's looked like he's had some bad moments, and that's going to happen to a young quarterback. Same thing with somebody like Bo Nix, right? Or if you take the Giants game out of it, right, and Bo Nix has had probably more low moments than Caleb Williams has had this season. So, I mean, I don't think it's
not
right.
for fantasy. He hasn't.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, I'm talking about for NFL play, because he was talking about
Yeah.
him bouncing around and not finding his feet. And
I don't think the decision making and the mechanics are bad for Bo. I think his accuracy needs to get better, or maybe that does have something to do with mechanics. But I don't think the decision making is very bad.
I mean, he hasn't looked like he looked last season. And this isn't about Bo Nix. All I'm saying is that Caleb Williams has had his ups and downs, and a lot of the young quarterbacks that are his age are having ups and downs, and that's just part of the process. So I'm not, as long as I'm seeing some of the high caliber play as far as running an NFL offense, then I'm willing to give a quarterback that I think is talented time. Last year I didn't see it with Caleb Williams. That's why I was so down on him, because I didn't see it. Starting to see it a little bit more now. So, you know, for me, I think in this range, he's right where he needs to be. That 11 to, 13, 14, I think is fine.
I'll give him credit from going. He has gotten better. He's gone from terrible to not terrible. I mean, I can't call him good or even average, but yeah, I just disagree that he's had less bad moments than Bo Nix. I don't know. My main point with him is that I think if you put Bo Nix or an average quarterback into that offense, there's a lot of layups. It's well designed. There's a lot of great players around him, and that he should be playing better. Yeah, given the coaching and the players around him. Maybe he will in time, but I don't think 21, ranking him 21 is a death sentence, is it?
Yes.
I think that's pretty egregious.
It is.
I mean, to have Cam Ward above him, and to say your argument of him as the number one pick.
Cam Ward's been literally statistically one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history to start his career on a per EPA basis.
He's got the worst weapons and the worst coaching, and
I mean, sure.
I don't know that he has the worst weapons.
Yeah, we don't know this. I mean, at the end of the day, we got to take what we see.
He's got 2 day 3 rookies starting.
Okay,
that's the worst.
Jackson Dart has practice squad players starting.
Well, he's got Wan'Dale Robinson, is at least a professional player.
Wan'Dale Robinson was a 3rd round pick?
He's not. Alec Ironmaner. He's been around.
Alec Ironmaner is Calvin Ridley. If we're going to talk about
Calvin Ridley hasn't even played in the last 3 weeks or whatever, 2 weeks.
But we're not talking about the last 2-3 weeks. We're talking about the entire season.
Okay, well, Calvin Ridley is not a good player.
What I'm saying, it's not his situation is not, and I still think that there is room for Cam Ward to be a successful quarterback. So that's not my argument. I'm just saying that having him above Caleb Williams when he looks absolutely awful right now, for whatever excuse you want to throw out there for him, he looks absolutely terrible.
The situation is ridiculous for him. I'm giving him a mulligan. That's it. And it's all in the same tier. They're all interchangeable, as I kind of said earlier.
But if Dart looked bad, how much lower would he be? Because you could
Dart
do
would
the
be
same
off
argument.
the list. He would be off the list.
But he's a first round quarterback.
He's a late first round pick.
Well, so what?
That's way different. It is. It's way different. The hit rates on late first round picks are bad.
Yeah,
but we're seeing them play now.
Lamar Jackson.
Okay, I don't have him off the list because he has been good. So what's the problem?
He's still behind. Well, he's still behind Cam. That's why I'm saying it doesn't make sense.
Who's historically bad?
Okay, I'm officially moving him above Cam Ward.
There we go.
Welcome
to the party,
sweet.
baby.
Yeah,
the
QB one of the 2025 class. Jesse says we're good.
I can tell him to have a lot of Cam Ward.
It's just really bad. I just
think it's division bias because I see where Dak is at too, and for how he's played this season, that's also crazy to me.
Wait, for me?
Yeah.
25?
No, this is one he was talking about. Is this where you had him wrong?
I don't want to go.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Thank you.
See, this is why I haven't gone towards your rankings unless you brought
it
up.
No, that's not what this is for. Austin, throw somebody out.
All right, next. So Jackson Dart was my top riser. My next riser was Daniel Jones. Went from 29 to 18. And I really struggled to not put him higher, but I'm going to give him a little bit longer. I have him behind Jared Goff and Dak Prescott. Those are the two names that I was really struggling about where to put him. But he's been great. I mean, if I'm going to bring up EPA negative towards Cam Ward, I got to bring it up positive towards Daniel Jones, and he's been top 5 on the season. He's just looked he's looked like a QB1 almost every single week, and he's got a good infrastructure around him, good coaching staff, good players. There's no reason to see why this can't continue as long as he doesn't turn back into a pumpkin. So that's why I have him at 18, but it's still a great rise from what we thought. We may never see him again start. So big jump for me.
Austin, if he got a contract extension with Indy, would that would that make you put him higher just for dynasty's sake, or is it still wait and see with that?
Yes and no. I mean, it's like putting him above golf would be very difficult for me because I view them in the same aspect, and golf has done it year in, year out, year in, year out. So not really. Maybe above Dak just because of the injury stuff with Dak, and that Cowboys franchise is a mess. So maybe above that. But I mean, after that, it's Purdy, Baker, Love, and for me, Stroud. And I know Stroud is a good argument, but I'm going to let that play out this season before I make that swap. So, I mean, yeah, he absolutely could get into the top 15 with like a similar contract to what Sam Darnold got. And I mean, same for Sam Darnold, which I'll save for later.
I mean, yeah, they're already talking to him, I guess, about a contract. They are going to re-sign him. Probably be a 3-year deal. I'm surprised you don't have him higher. So this is one of the guys I have him at what, 13?
Yeah.
Shoo.
Yeah. Well, I kind of feel like I should have him at like 11. You know, he's the new Baker, basically. Guy, this is somebody that does get it. I mean, this is not just a hot stretch. This is the entire season now that he's been playing great. So I'm there with that.
This was my argument 2 weeks ago when we were working this trade that you wouldn't do because we had to see it. And now you're saying he's the next Baker, but it took us years to put Baker up where he's at now. So, you know, I think it's something where we should be a little bit more patient. I don't really have a problem with 13. I think
Baker
above Brock Purdy's and Jordan Love is kind of crazy, but
Baker had a bumpier ride though.
Baker was really good 3 years in a row in Tampa.
And he's older.
Baker was really good 3 years in a row. We've not seen Baker play this efficient at any point
with 3 different
even close to
coordinators.
it this season yet.
Except for this year, to be honest.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Before this year, right? Like it's not like Baker had a Daniel Jones season. This is what that offense is doing this year is historic. Like it's going to be, if this continues, it's going to be one of the best, if not the best statistical offense in the entire NFL.
I mean, it currently
like
is.
in its history.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where this to me is a little bit different than Baker. Baker, I think we've seen the steady rise where it's like, yeah, we've had 2 good years, then improvement on it again. So I think it's 2 different situations. It's hard to compare them for me.
Okay. I mean, if he gets a contract and I see it this year, then I'm gonna have no issue putting him around QB 15. But like putting above Jordan Love to me is pretty crazy, and Brock Purdy until we see it. Those names specifically, I might have to wait and see a little bit longer before I go over those 2.
Yeah, I'm there. Jordan Love hasn't impressed me this season that much. You know, seems like a pretty good QB2, I guess. But Daniel Jones is QB1. You know, that's if I'm wrong and it all falls apart on dimes, then I'm wrong. And I can't. And that trade we were negotiating, Austin, it's a different.
Oh no, I was talking about the discussion we had, not necessarily the trade itself, just the discussion.
That can't happen because of history and bad feelings.
Yeah, I don't know.
The quarterbacks that I have him above and the ones that I was struggling with a little bit, so that I have him at 14 and I have him just above Dak and CJ Stroud. And the reason CJ Stroud, I think for obvious reasons, right? Like the struggles, but what's holding CJ Stroud there was the good first year and the age, and the hope that offense can get better over time. Dak Prescott is just the age, right? If Dak Prescott was doing what he's doing now, and was the Cowboys offense looked this flashy and Dak was 26, 27, 28 years old, then I'd be like, all right, like, I need to have him a little bit higher. But for me, Daniel Jones being 27 just buys him more time. And the fact that he's not being, catapulted into defenders anymore, which is huge for me. So if I was as worried about the injury history, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league under pressure this season, and they're not using him as a battering ram. So that's always good. No more back issues, neck issues, those kind of things.
Mike, I'm curious what you think.
No, I mean, I had him a little bit lower still, but I mean, he moved up. Golly, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure if I had him ranked. Let me just double check here.
It
No, I
doesn't
moved
look
from,
like it.
from 30. Yeah, I put him at 33 to 22. So like the open spot. So yeah, I mean, it's still a massive jump for me. I guess, you know, I'm worried a little bit about longevity and things like that. So yeah, probably can't get him at that price, especially not now. But I mean, he's been good. What can I say?
Cool.
The way I look at my rankings, right, is will I trade this player for this player, this player for this player? as
Yeah,
I
I
go
mean,
up?
what-
So that's where I struggled.
What would you pay for him, Chad?
I think it depends on if we're talking, you know, players or picks. You know,
Let's do
that's
picks
the
to
way
make
I
it
kind of
easy.
that's the
Yeah.
way I kind of do it too. Is I'm saying, okay, is the player that I have behind him a player that I would swap for him? I wouldn't swap him for any of the players I have below him. And as far as picks go, probably the lightest I would go is like a mid first. And it would probably take a little bit more than that, to be honest, for me to
Yeah.
get rid of him.
So a late first and a second.
Yeah, around that range.
So
I think it depends. It depends on where you are. Like if you're in the draft and there's a player you really like, quarterbacks in this range for me, mid first is like kind of the floor. Like I'm okay getting rid of them for that price as long as there's, you know, a strategic move in the making with it, not just randomly, you know, throwing away a quarterback that's performing for mid first.
Gotcha.
Seems fair. I agree with him. That's where I'm at price wise.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, where are you
Chad?
guys with Darnold? Because they seem pretty similar to me.
The spot below, I have him at 19.
Okay.
I had him at 20, a little bit above.
I have him at 19, so below.
I'm 11 on Darnold.
Woo!
Yeah. Really rose for me. He looks great in that offense, man.
He does.
He was locked in. He's got I mean, as solid as they come, wide receiver 1 in JSN. You know, I good running game. Line seems to be worked out. What's the problem?
I mean, he hasn't been that good for fantasy is the main problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's QB 19 and he hasn't had a bye. Like we're talking all this junk about Stroud and he's QB 14 and had a bye.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams QB 11 and had a bye. So like
That's
we're gonna
why I
talk all this
dropped him.
Well,
junk.
he did have a bye. He had a bye last weekend, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
didn't he?
week 8. Sorry. You're
Okay.
correct.
Okay,
It
I was
tripped
like,
me.
I
I'm
swear,
looking
I
at
swear he
Sleeper.
did.
I'm looking at Sleeper and it didn't have. That's my fault. Yes, he had his bye this week.
Yeah,
So
it's
still
probably
same things ring true though. They've all missed.
He's
a
just
game
not
and he's
throwing a
buzzed.
lot. He's
Yeah.
just not throwing a lot.
They do run
That's
the ball a
one
lot. And
issue.
they have a good defense. I think that hurts his fantasy production or has hurt his fantasy production. Couple injuries on defense though, and it turns into Baltimore's defense, and he throws a lot. I like him as a locked in pretend QB1. You know,
So, how do you have him above golf? That's kind of where to me,
Age.
Yeah.
they're 2
age,
years
and
apart,
I think the production will come. I think this production will be similar.
but they're literally a year and a half or 2 years apart. Like the age thing for quarterbacks is
Isn't
golf
Goff
just
30
turned 30,
and Darnold's 27?
28,
Is
28.
he 28? Okay.
So just to me, like I'm getting high end QB1 numbers with golf. I can get him at QB2 price. And why would I take Darnold who
Where do I have
You're not
Goff?
getting high end QB1 numbers this season from Goff.
Yeah,
That's why I've dropped him in my rankings. He's
right.
been
Yeah,
pretty
that's the
bad.
problem with Goff is that he's been
15,
okay,
yeah.
and they're running the shit out of the ball. So
Yeah. I think he's probably been throwing less than Darnold. So
Yeah,
it's like the one
has.
knock I have for
Yeah.
Darnold, and they're not letting Goff throw the ball at all.
Yeah, he's only hit 30 attempts once this season.
Yeah. That's why the Lions skill position group has really been struggling other than the running backs because they just don't throw the ball enough.
I mean, Goff has probably the best weapons in the NFL outside of maybe Philly or whatever, but
I'll take the Lions.
he's just not used as
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
having to.
Yeah.
That's the
They don't
problem.
have
Right,
to. They're still
exactly.
winning. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Again, that's another team with a great defense. So
Yeah.
So I mean, those guys are same tier for me, but Darnold's a little younger, so I prioritize him. I traded for Darnold last week. You guys killed me for giving up a second. I gave a first and a second. But Chad, you said you wouldn't do it for less than that, right?
Nobody killed you for that.
I was told I overpaid by numerous people, you being one of them.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
You
at
don't
first-
remember that?
I don't remember that, so I'm just going to say okay and agree.
I think a first and a second is fair, and no, I wouldn't have taken less than that because my other quarterback was JJ McCarthy. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, but you mean your other
my other third
Back-
quarterback,
backup quarterback,
yeah, my other third quarterback was JJ McCarthy. So I like to have a little bit of a more of a sure thing for my competing teams, and I'm competing in that league. So that's a little scary, but first and second I thought was fair, and it's the right price, and I still do have some hope in McCarthy. So
Yeah, that's why I made the offer. That's why I didn't try to mess around with like negotiating it. I just thought it would be a good offer. I'd looked at your roster and you're competing, and so it's going to take a little more to get him off of your roster. But I didn't think you really needed him since you are high on JJ McCarthy. I thought you might do it. So worked out for me. I don't trust Trevor. I needed a solid player to put in there. I think we all have Trevor on our followers, don't we?
Yeah, I know. I do.
yeah.
All right, Chad, why don't you throw out a player?
Yeah, so my riser, and this is not really a spot riser, kind of cheating a little bit on this one, but I'm gonna go with Drake May. And I thought I had him ranked fairly high. Preseason I had him 7. I think 7. Let me see. Yeah, 7. And then I moved him up to 4. Only 3 spots, but when you look at the players he's passing, I think that's probably more of an accomplishment than some of these guys that are moving 10 12 spots. So for me, he's passed up Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, even Jalen Hurts. So I think what Drake May's done this season is absolutely incredible. I'd like to say, like I said, I thought I had him ranked higher than consensus preseason. I don't think I did not expect this. He's looked absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, I'm excited. And every league I have Drake May in, he's absolutely untouchable because to me, he looks like he's very soon going to be the best quarterback in the league.
He has a catchable ball rate on deep balls that are 95% on the season.
Yeah.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I didn't even know that was possible for a quarterback.
Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, it's like every week now. I've never watched the Patriots consistently. Never. Not even when Brady was there. I would. They had a lot of primetime games, so I'd watch. But now, even when the Giants game is on, I have my phone in my lap and I'm watching the Patriots because he is so much fun to watch. And he's not like it's not like he's throwing a million passes a game. It's just some of these balls he's throwing they're incredible. He reminds me of some of the great quarterbacks that I've watched growing up. And I'm excited to see where he ends up.
The rushing part it really surprised me that I just didn't think he would get that amount of yards. Maybe it's because defenses aren't keying on it or whatever, but man, he looks great. I can't kill you for having him there, but I can't do it. I have him at 7. I can't have him above Burrow or Hurts. But I noticed all you guys have Hurts down at 7. Even though he's QB3 and has
Drake May's QB2.
Okay. No, and I understand that. I get that. But there's guys like Burrow and Hurts that have just done it for so long. Hurts has been a QB, top 5 QB, 3 times, or this would be his 3rd time.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10, another once or twice. It's for me, obviously, longevity means a lot. This is a recurring theme. So I love Drake May, and I do think he's going to get there. He needs weapons to do it, to do it year in and year out. Once defenses start to figure certain things out and play him certain ways, they haven't. No defensive coordinator has found the Drake May key yet, but they will. They'll find something that gives them trouble, and they're going to need better weapons. But yeah, I love the kid.
So I also have him at 4, which putting him above Burrow was extremely difficult for me. Y'all know how I am with Burrow.
Burrow's
The issue for me with Burrow is I'm thinking about the dynasty community and not myself specifically. Burrow's going to be harder to trade away until he proves for at least a year that he can play a season healthy. Even when he's putting up great numbers, he's going to go up a little bit, sure. But until the community sees, okay, he made an entire year without injury, that's going to be in the back of everybody's head. So when it comes to these elite quarterbacks, he's going to be towards the bottom of that for me. And the issue for me with Hurts is I just don't trust it. Sure, the fantasy production's great. It's great with Bo Nix too, but sorry, Bo Nix doesn't look good. Jalen Hurts, outside of 1, maybe 2 weeks this year, doesn't look good. So
What?
Drake May has looked phenomenal every single week. And it's just,
oh my God.
I mean,
Hurts has done nothing but outside of the first 2 weeks where he was holding the ball a little too long, has nothing but done nothing but looked really, really good. I mean, the ball has been accurate. He has not turned the ball over. He's got 1 interception in the year and no fumbles. I think he's got 1 turnover in the season. He has looked great. He had a perfect QBR rating game. He's the only quarterback to do it this year. He is
yeah, I said
literally
outside of those last 2 weeks.
He's literally on pace for his best season ever. I don't understand.
Like, it's just what I watch. He doesn't look good.
In Philly, all of the beat writers, everyone else that watches it disagrees. I can tell you that. He looks great. He looks like he did in the Super Bowl right now.
So Drake May, I think I've I don't know, like I struggle with comparing like the comparisons with Burrow and Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert, those kind of players where like at this point in their career, they are name brand players because they have done it for a long time. But I think you just got to put it in context and say, okay, Drake May is doing what these guys did when they were at their best early on in their career, arguably at a higher level. I mean, he looks like peak Burrow right now.
Do you remember Herbert's rookie year? He was so good.
Yeah, and Drake May looks Jesse, Drake May looks incredible. He looks like Patrick Mahomes in his prime when he's playing this season.
Right on.
Like he looks incredible. So I don't think there's a throw on the field this kid can't make. I don't like the Patriots at all. I have no bias towards them. I just watch this kid and I'm like, man, they've done it again. This guy's going to be a generational quarterback. You know, if they get him some weapons, it's going to be really, really scary what he's going to do in this league because he looks amazing. Amazing.
I just think talking like dynasty and not just football. Well, I guess football, but you know what I mean? Because talking fantasy, but I mean, Jaden Daniels had arguably a similar season to Drake May last year, right? And he was vaulted to QB 2, 3, maybe 4 was the lowest that he'd go. So I think that's where it's coming from is just that jump that comes from the young one, right? And you either got to get on top of it or you're going to fall behind, right? So I'm not saying, hey, next year May is going to have this big down year or anything like that. I just the production and the jump was similar, and it wasn't that crazy, especially when we're talking like Jane Daniels last year to have him above a guy like Hurts.
Well, that's why my argument isn't dynasty
Super Bowl.
based. That's why my argument isn't dynasty based. I'm not talking about fantasy production. I'm talking about what they look like when they're playing football. And so when I watched Jaden Daniels, especially early on in the season, he was babied. Like they babied Jaden Daniels, let him run around. He did not throw the football even. Like it was credit to them because Washington did a great job with him early on in his career. There's no babying going on with Drake May. Like he is just out there slinging the football like he is Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow, just playing ball. So I think it's completely different. I'm just talking about the way they're playing. The production is there, just like the production was there with Jaden Daniels. And I did have that scare factor with Jaden Daniels because, I think teams can key in, and then especially with a lot of the element of his production being rushing, which is always going to be a positive, but then there's the downsides with it. I just don't think that is an aspect of Drake May's game that he needs to have in order to have elite production. So that's to me an even bigger plus on his side. But yeah, that's why I'm just talking about the way they look when they're playing the quarterback position.
But hear me out. I would argue they did baby Drake May last season. Like that was his period to be babied because he wasn't the starter right away. We're like, this is
Well,
where
yeah.
he actually started. So I'm just saying, if you're going to say that about Jaden Daniels, like, yeah, give Drake May that grace too, right? Because he didn't start the whole season. He got to be babied at the end of the season and then went into this season looking great, whereas Jaden Daniels was from day one.
Well, Jaden Daniels has never looked this good. I mean, I watch every NFC East game. He's never looked this good. I think Jaden Daniels is, to me, I think the most talented quarterback in the NFC East. I think he's more talented than Jalen Hurts is, but I don't think he's on Drake May's level as a player. I just don't.
I think that's a good point that you make, though, Mike. Is we see what can happen to a very talented quarterback to their dynasty value if they don't keep producing at that elite level. You know, a young player like that, if it falls off, they can tumble pretty quickly because they don't have that established background.
Yeah.
But has Jaden Daniels tumbled?
I mean, as I say, we all have him
a little
top
bit.
6.
I mean, not a lot, a little bit.
Yeah, but it's the most insulated position. I think you just need a hot name like Jaden Daniels and Drake May is. You know, even if they do struggle a little bit, they're going to have that grace period. Even with CJ Stroud and his struggles being very, very, very apparent and the team around him collapsing, he's still insulated and holding some pretty significant value.
I'm surprised that I'm the lowest on Daniels, actually. You guys, the way you guys have talked about him, as if you're not really high on him.
Well,
yeah, I'm scared. I'm the one that's been
Yeah.
adamant about that. I am scared. I thought that Washington was a fugazi last year, and it's showing this year. But I mean, injuries aside, it happens to every team, and that's part of it. I don't trust him on my dynasty team as much as I do the other top 7 guys. I think he has the most range of outcomes that could be detrimental to my dynasty team. But he also has the highest ceiling of any of these guys up here as well. So that's kind of why he's still in the middle of this group for me. It's because he still has QB1 ceiling. He could come out the next week he plays, and by the end of the season be dynasty QB1, and it would not surprise me one bit. He could also come out and look the way he has the majority of this season, and we're going to be talking about is he 7, 8, 9 and at the end of the season. So that's kind of where I'm hesitant on it, and it's why with Drake May, the type of player he is, I'm going to bump him because I feel more confident in the football I've seen.
I dropped Jaden Daniels because the number one knock on him was his style of play and his body type and injury factor, and then it happened twice this year, so I have to ding him.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, I mean that's the only reason Joe Burrow is getting dinged right now too, right?
Yes,
like it's the injury factor.
Oh yeah, otherwise he'd be 1, 2, or 3 for me every season because I think he's the most talented QB in the NFL.
And the insulation.
Yeah,
I think Mahomes
I'm fine with either. I'm fine with either.
Yeah.
I won't argue either way.
The insulation I like with May too, with the production, is it's first year of a new coaching staff, and he has an offensive coordinator that is never ever going to be hired as a head coach again. I can imagine. So he's not going to get Josh McDaniels is not going to get a third chance.
No.
So to be able to have that with a young quarterback that's obviously getting the most out of him, like, you know, I don't think he's going to go as stale as what's his name, Jane Daniels, offensive coordinator. Cliff Kingsbury. Sometimes his offenses go a little stale, it seems like, but I don't know if that'll happen. But I like having that insulation rather than not. And
yeah, I mean,
hey,
obviously,
Baker Mayfield, three different coordinators.
The dream would be is he pulls a Peyton Manning and they're with him this entire career. You know, that's the similar kind of coaching situation that Peyton dealt with. He dealt with somebody that was never going to be a head coach again, and look what it did for him. Obviously, that's a ginormous comparison, but I'm showing the ceiling.
Yes. All fair.
Cool. Is it Jesse or Mike?
I've thrown a bunch out. Why don't you guys
go ahead, Mike?
I feel like we've talked about pretty much everyone on my. Well, I guess my biggest faller, one of my bigger fallers, was Kyler, 13 to 17. I think I could argue about putting him lower. Injury, right? It seems like I don't know. It seems like that franchise just doesn't have a whole lot of belief in him anymore. Brissett, when he came out there, was actually moving the offense. So I don't know. It could get really weird in his next start. And I just don't know if he's long for them. And is he going to be someone that pushes around the league and doesn't seem to have that love for football? So if he does, is he just like, I'm out? Like, I've had a good run. So that really worries me for Dynasty. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I agree wholeheartedly. He scares me. He was my third biggest faller. I dropped him all the way down to 20. Um, and I just don't know what to do with him. I have him in plenty of places, and I don't think I can move him for the guys that I have from 16 to 19, the Goff, Prescott, Daniel Jones, or Darnold, and that kind of sucks. Because I feel like I should be able to, but I don't think I can. So I'm just holding where I have him. I'm hoping that he comes back out from this injury, and we've seen the Kyler that we have seen, where it's been a top 10 quarterback for week stretches at a time. But if we keep seeing what we saw earlier in the season, it is going to get very interesting this offseason.
Kyler's one of those players that is the exact prototype of what scares me, especially with quarterback. It's the player that dynasty production always looks better than their play. And for me, that's like almost always been the case.
Yeah.
Even when he was at the top of his game, I always thought his production looked better than how he looked on the field. So there's a lifespan to those players. And the lifespan is when the team starts losing consistently. So for me, Kyler is going to be on a new team probably next season. I'm not as scared as maybe Mike is with potentially him being out of the NFL or something like that. I think he'll find another opportunity pretty easily.
The Raiders.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably a good fit.
Oh my god, that could be so bad.
Yeah, but it is going to be a team like that, right? Or I mean, maybe he falls into a Colts-like situation, but that doesn't happen very often. So I'm scared if I have him anywhere, which I do. If I could move him, the second on top for any guy that I have in the kind of tier above him, I'm excited to do it. Any of those like Dak Prescott's, Daniel Jones, Jared Goff's, any of those guys, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
The 2 shares I have, I drafted Drake May to be my third, and now Kyler's my third. So, I'm kind of, I'm just in a luxury position there and viewing him as a good third. But yeah, I would absolutely downgrade him and pick something up nice.
Well, it's funny because he's a lot of people's first, and then he's a lot of people's seconds, and then he's a lot of people's third. And hold on to him for too long, you never know. He could be he's not a playable quarterback.
Yeah, he just is not playing inspired football, and he's not a good fit for what's around him. And I don't know what is a good fit. You could see him in Miami next year. Wouldn't that be fun? Maybe they.
Yeah, I don't think he's a terrible player. I don't think he's a terrible player. I just think for some reason it's not clicking, and like I said, I just never saw like the top 10 player. Some years in Dynasty he was.
He used to make his living on those magic plays, outside of structure, running around, and you just can't touch him. And he had up games and stretches at a time where you just couldn't touch him. He'd be out of the pocket, dancing around, just under control, looking like little Lamar. But he just that kind of play is by will, and he just doesn't seem to have that kind of will.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember the game he went 26 for 26 for like 300 yards and 3 TDs, and it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's obvious that he can do it. It's just, why are we not seeing it on a consistent basis? Is it him? Is it the coaching? Is it the scheme? And I understand we saw Brissett look better for a couple weeks. We see backups do that all the time, come in for a couple weeks.
But that's messed up when Jacoby Brissett is.
I mean, Brissett's always been good at running the offense for a few weeks span. He's done that everywhere he's ever gone. So if he did it for the rest of the season, then I would be much more worried. But I mean, it's obviously, our rankings say it. We're obviously all worried considerably.
Well, it's very easy to beat Brissett. You just pressure him. And that's it for him.
That's how you beat Kyler too. So
yeah, apparently so. I think my last one I have for a faller is actually I have 2 left. So I'm gonna start with Trevor Lawrence. He went from 16 to 22. Basically fell a tier for me, and he hasn't looked good. He hasn't looked bad, but he hasn't looked what I wanted to see in that offense. I saw a lot of reports that Travis Hunter is going to be the first target coming out of the bye. I'm really curious to see what that does for Trevor and that offense, and curious to see what happens to Brian Thomas. I mean, that's a huge piece for Lawrence's success. He's been absolutely abysmal this year, and he only played 44% of the snaps before their bye. So it could get really ugly, and that doesn't help Trevor either. I mean, like I said, Trevor hasn't been that good, but his offensive weapons have let him down tremendously.
Well, it's good for Travis Hunter that he'll be the first read because that's all Trevor throws to.
That's true.
That's all I need to say about Trevor. That's why he fell for me. He's just, I've had enough. I think Jacksonville fans have had enough. He's another guy that can be on the move next year.
Yeah, he's another name brand player living off the name brand status. So he's just
He hasn't done it. He's
never
never
really looked
never
good.
done it, right, man?
Yeah, never really looked
Terrified of
good.
my Trevor shares. I just traded one away last week. So happy.
What'd you get for him?
Jonathan Taylor.
Oh God.
Well,
What?
yeah, I'd be happy to do that too. Yeah.
It was
I
robbery. man.
traded. No, it was Trevor, Trey Benson, and a first for
Okay.
Okay.
Jonathan
Okay, that
Taylor.
makes more sense.
Yeah, that makes way more sense.
It's like Trevor, 3 firsts, a second.
No,
But I just traded Trevor for JT.
I got I got JT and Stafford. That's the Pokemon League, guys.
Oh yeah.
No, nice.
Oh, that's-
Okay.
Yeah, I tried in that league. I did. You beat me to it. So
I was very happy with that trade. Just for, number one, to get JT, but just to get off Trevor and to get something good for it. Obviously, Stafford's going to expire, but
Yeah.
I have Daniel Jones. He's vaulted to third.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence might expire before him.
Yeah. True.
Oof. Nah, he'll get
Um,
another chance.
Yeah,
He will.
What you got, Chad?
Yeah. So we're on followers right now, right?
Whatever. It don't matter.
One of my big followers is Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah. So he's just not doing it, right? And I'm never gonna be one of those guys that, if I still see the sparks on the field and I still see, glimpses of what I think is there, then I'm gonna give a little bit of hope. It's just starting to run out with Bryce. I'm just seeing it less and less and less. So I just losing faith in him at this point. I don't know that the player I thought he was going to be coming out is going to be what he ends up being. And I don't know that Carolina is going to get significantly better in the short term as a team in an offense specifically for them to really prop him up until he can figure it out. So I don't know. Injuries also obviously, not helping him out here, but yeah, what do you guys think?
This is another example of how a hot stretch can make a guy look really good and jump up the rankings. When he's a young quarterback, things can fall apart quickly. Austin, this is your territory.
He's looked average, which is not what we saw to finish the season.
What's different? Why is this happening?
Defenses are a lot different. They're running almost specifically too high zone. Last year they ran a ton of man to finish the season off, and he picked them apart. Defenses have switched to a zone that's not allowing him to throw deep. I mean, when he came back last year, I think he was either first or second in the league in deep target and in big play percentage, and they're just not letting him do it this year. But still, this year so far, he's top 2 in catchable ball percentages on passes 20 and deep and on 9 and under. But the problem is he's second or third worst on intermediate passes between 10 and 19 yards. So for some reason, which is what he was really good at in college, he's just not excelling in it right now. I don't know if it's a mix of just him struggling, the offense, the playmakers. I'm sure it's some of all of it, but he's only completed like 20 of 56 attempts inside 10 to 19 yards. and that's where the offense thrived last season. So I don't know. I mean, I'm worried. I've dropped them down, I think 4 or 5 spots, but I still have them above Cam Ward, Trevor Lawrence, and honestly Michael Penix and JJ McCarthy, because they've all looked just as bad for me this year. And that's probably my bias, so I'll go ahead and admit that. But they're all in the same low tier for me.
Yeah, and I've got him around in front of Penix and McCarthy too, so I think it's been equally bad. When you get to QB2, it's really poo-poo tier.
Yeah.
The end of QB2.
Well, JJ McCarthy to me is in the lower Tyler Shuck, almost unplayable tier.
I don't think we've seen enough to put him there personally, but
yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, we'll have to see him more for that. But he looked abysmal outside of a quarter for 2 games. So obviously, if that continues, then yes,
Anthony
we'll all
Richardson
have him.
looked like an all-world quarterback for 2 games before he got hurt. So
yeah, so
I mean,
we'll see what happens with that.
We need a bigger sample size.
But yeah, with Bryce, it's been a struggle. I mean, not to mention where he has succeeded, they've just ran the ball down the other team's throat, and that's what they want to do. And obviously, some of that's probably to cover Bryce in the passing game, because it has struggled basically every game this season. So I'm curious to see what changes, because something's going to have to for the team to be successful.
Yeah. Yep, scares me.
It's fair.
All right, where are we at? Mike, do you have any more?
No, not that we didn't discuss. The one person I just didn't know where to put was Cam Ward. I don't know if we want to dig in there any deeper, but I honestly just had no idea where to put him.
I just put him at the bottom of that tier, guys. I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just looks awful, but you can understand why. But it looks awful.
All right, we good on QB. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about?
Nope.
All right, let's have some fun and talk running back. Who wants to go first? Austin.
Perfect. I'll take the easiest one. Javonte Williams. I had him at 34 and went all the way up to 16 for me, which I thought was pretty spicy. If he gets that contract, could absolutely see him for dynasty purposes borderline in that top 12 for me. So as of right now, he's a top 6 running back. He looks great. I was huge on him coming out of college. But he's adapted this play style, for his injuries. He's changed the kind of player he is, but he still has some of that shiftiness. So it's exciting to see. Just got to see some longevity for the running back, which is tough to see in general.
Yeah, he looks great. I forgot to rank him.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I moved him up to 22 from 34. So I feel like we've had this conversation before with guys like this, where they're 1 year removed from the 1 year removed of a serious injury, and they just kind of get back to it. And he looks great. I don't know what more you can say.
Yeah, I got him up to 19. I'm a little worried about his longevity, but for the now, he's a great asset to have. You're competing for sure.
Austin, I like that you have him above Kenneth Walker. I think that's a good comparison right there. You have him one above Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, they're neck and neck. They'd absolutely be in the same tier for me. And there are situations that I wouldn't trade Kenneth Walker for Javonte, and situations where I wouldn't trade Javonte for Kenneth Walker. Too many question marks in that Seattle backfield. There's 0 question marks in this Dallas backfield. So if I'm trying to score points, give me Javonte.
Yeah, I'll put Javonte above him.
Walker, if we want to go to him, he was my biggest faller.
Okay,
yeah. I moved him from, I had him at 15 to 24. So it really has worried me. It hasn't been great for him. Sharp seems to get all the close goal line stuff, so it almost feels like if he doesn't break a big one, like he has when he's been healthy. So that's the other issue, right? If he doesn't break a big one, he's just not going to have any of those high upside games.
I mean, you're preaching to the choir, brother. I've moved him down to 18.
Yeah, I think you were our highest in the preseason.
Probably.
That's a pretty big fall for you. I think so.
I don't remember being particularly high on him.
Yeah, I had him at 16 preseason, so I think he dropped one spot for me. This is pretty much what I expected from him, to be honest.
All right, so we're all around the same on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the floor is just unacceptable.
Yeah, and we're
Yeah,
not seeing enough of the ceiling to live with that floor.
The new
Yeah.
coaching staff came in and took a smart look at it and is using Sharp in the situations he should be used.
Well, what's crazy is like in the games that Walker has looked good, like he's looked better than Charbonnet,
Yeah,
which is interesting.
almost every week.
Yeah, so
But they use Charbonnet in short yardage, and he's a good pass protector, so they use him in some of those situations. And
yeah, but it's all I'm saying is it's just interesting that they're going with the, I mean, I would say weaker back. I like Charbonnet,
I
but they're
agree.
going with the weaker back. So there has to be some other stuff there as far as, likability.
yeah,
and,
well,
work ethic and
it also
that kind of
depends
stuff.
on what you want in a given play. Do I want to take the chance that I'm going to get 0 yards or a 37, or I want to be pretty sure I'm going to get 4 or 5?
You're not getting that from Charb. He's been one of the least efficient running backs in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kenneth Walker's looked significantly better than Charbonnet. Like, it's
He
not
has.
even close.
But Charbonnet's used in short yardage situations. So on the
we're-
goal line, he's getting touchdowns, and that's kind of been his.
Well, we're
that's-
just kind of saying that the coaching's messing up. Not that you're
No, I see
wrong,
what you're
Jesse.
saying.
You're right. They're using Charbonnet in the goal line. The problem is that Charbonnet's not been good. He just happens to be getting the touchdowns, which has been the production currently.
He's not been good
Some-
in a yardage gaining efficiency standpoint, but like
In
a
general.
football, do the small things sort of way. It's probably something that we can't judge.
Yeah,
from the
absolutely.
coaches.
Something just like Chad said.
Well,
it's
and
something in
it's
the-
not,
in
and
the locker
I'm
room.
not even talking about I'm not even talking about the usage as far as like situational usage. I'm saying like he's getting more carries than Walker. Like, that's the
to me
thing,
is
is
nuts.
like he's out touching Kenneth Walker in the offense, which I mean is interesting to me because
I mean, that tells me
you can
that-
watch the game and see plainly that
Yeah.
the talent's not comparable.
There
It's like-
has to be mistakes on the field that Walker is making that we don't see.
It better be either that or it's just bad coaching.
Like he's not in the
So,
right
it's
place, and I haven't watched Seattle closely enough, but maybe I should. But I don't. Maybe he's getting blown up or missing assignments in protection or whatever it is. He's probably just not in the right place all the time, and Char probably is.
Yeah, oh, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was gonna say like not same talent level, but it does make me just think of the Kansas City situation right now too. I think Pacheco's looked a lot better than Humpa Hutzpah, the goal line guy, but now Pacheco's hurt, so it's
Yeah.
it's definitely. I feel like it's the same kind of frustration. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
pretty
it's interesting with Seattle because like you listen to their like beat reporters and a lot of their fan base, and everybody's calling for Kenneth Walker, and he's just not getting it. So it's gonna be interesting because now it's close to a 50-50 split, leaning towards Charbonnet. I'm gonna be watching it going forward because I think by the end of the season, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Kenneth Walker does start taking a big chunk of the plays as they get deeper into the season. But we'll see. That would just make
I
too
hope
much
so.
sense.
Yeah, that would just make too much sense. All right, Mike, who you got?
my big riser was my big L, so I'm sure it's not a riser for anyone else. But I moved James Cook up from 16 to 8, so he's just good. You can't doubt the offense, right? It's just gonna be a high scoring offense when you have an elite quarterback. So like, it doesn't matter how many receptions he gets. It doesn't matter how many touchdowns he gets. He'll continue to get them. So, and he does. He looks good. Like every primetime game I've watched, he looks good. So, I will gladly take my L and put him where he belongs until he shows otherwise.
It's only a half measure, Mike. I'm giving you a half point. I moved them up to 4.
Sure.
Ooh. Bijan, Gibbs, JT.
And then, yeah.
And then James Cook. I mean, he's good.
Wow.
He's cooking, man.
Both
you can't
Saquon,
argue
huh? That must have been tough.
I just you can't argue with. I mean, age, production, situation. It's all elite.
Contract, right? Yeah.
I have no worries about James Cook.
Okay.
Man, it would be tough. I mean, it's only one spot, but having him above Achane,
Yes, I was looking
that's
at
the
stats
one
to
thing
make
that I
sure.
like. I have no problem with James Cook being
It's the team he's on.
5, but above Achane is crazy. I think that's like the biggest plus for Achane is him having nothing around him and still looking like. I mean,
He's RB3.
yeah, he does whatever he
It's been
wants.
ridiculous.
I mean, James Cook is coming off that 200-yard game too. What we're doing our rankings. So
Yeah,
that's
I
probably
think
an influence.
I think part of it's primetime bias. Like you don't really see Miami, but like when you watch him, like when you watch a Miami game, it's literally all Achane, nobody else doing anything.
I mean, he's great.
A little bit of Waddle, but
Some
yeah.
Waddle, yeah, they are focusing on Waddle now.
Yeah,
Finally.
Finally.
I think Mike hit his elbow pretty hard.
I just started waddling like a dumbass or an idiot, and I hit my elbow on the corner of my desk and hit the funny bone. That was really nice. Sorry, edit that out.
Oh, thank you.
So I mean, he's worth what? A fortune? A
He's
small
worth
fortune?
2 first.
Yeah.
Not any more than that for me. He's worth 2 first. He's a great RB1/2 on your championship team. He had a couple, I don't say down weeks, but not weeks where you were thrilled to start him. In between that 200-yard game and his start of the season. So I'd like to see it be more consistent. I watched every play of that Buffalo game, unfortunately, and that Buffalo had a distinct plan to use James Cook outside the tackles, and that's not how he's been used his entire career. So I have a feeling that was just game-specific plan. So I'd like to see it going a little bit forward. But yeah, I mean, he's been great almost every week of the season. So 2 first.
Chad, my apologies. I skipped you, so you get 2 in a row. You gonna throw another running back out?
Yeah. I'm just gonna go straight to my faller, easiest one in the book, and that's gonna be Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson.
Where were you wrong, Chad? Where were you wrong?
Oh man, everywhere apparently. Yeah, it's just not. He's just not getting on the field, and when he has gotten on the field, he hasn't done anything right, and that's not hyperbole. Is when he gets on the field, he does nothing right. So, yeah, I'll take the L on that one because, I mean, unless he can do a complete 180-degree turnaround on not just kind of perception, but at this point, his dependability in as a football player, because I think that's where this is at this point. Like they just don't think he is a dependable football player, so he's not going to get on the field until he changes their mind. Which, I don't know his work ethic. I don't know if that's something he's going to be able to do. I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying, it's tough when you make a first impression that bad to bounce back from it.
I think it has to be a 540. Not 180. He has to spin around and then a half.
Yeah, I dropped him to 36, and to be honest, I just put him on the board because I couldn't take him off my rankings. I just felt like I might regret it in a year's time.
Yeah,
but he's my last player I ranked, and it was, I think, like I said, it was pretty much there because there is an avenue that he could rise. I mean, he dropped 20 spots for me. It's rough.
Oof.
The hope is that he just has rookie-itis and he figures out how to get his head on straight and learns the playbook or whatever it is that he's doing wrong. He figures out how to do it right because I think the man has talent. And if he gets on the field and gets himself worked out, maybe they'll take an off season. Is he a buy in the off season? And if so, for how much?
I think he's a buy now if you're going to buy him.
Yeah.
He's a buy
for
now.
how much?
I mean, it's probably still going to take a second of some sort to get
is
him.
what it's going to take. If you're a contender and you've got just you don't need anything else, I know I've got a few of those teams where I'm just set and I'm a contender. I'm like, would I throw a contender second at Caleb Johnson at this point? I probably would.
What if you're a rebuilding team and you've got extra seconds that are from contenders?
Oh yeah, that's another situation that would definitely work, and that's a good idea.
I would also rather give up like I did in that trade that I got bashed for a player like Bill Krosky Merritt.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think realistically you could get Bill Krosky Merritt for Caleb Johnson and something
Yeah.
because at this point, Krosky Merritt doesn't seem like a player that we're going to see in the future for Washington. But he's still doing much better than Caleb Johnson. So a lot of these people, take something for him. I mean, that's kind of how I viewed them basically the same in longevity for Dynasty. As bad as Caleb's been, I don't see much from JCM that's going to tell me, okay, in a year or two, I'm going to regret trading him away.
I just aren't. Are you guys worried about Caleb that they could just move on and draft someone else or sign a free agent in the
of course.
offseason?
Yeah, that could definitely happen.
Well,
But I mean, that's
they
why I
actually
like
have
Sanders.
Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell under contract, and they'll just probably roll with that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot could change there though too, right? Like, I mean, Tomlin could not be the coach next year if
Oh my God.
things continue to go. You don't think that's possible? I think it certainly is.
I don't think it's possible for him to get fired.
I don't think they would fire him. To be
I hope
honest,
He would
so.
have to retire.
Yeah, I kind of hope they do.
We'll
but
see. I
just
mean, they need
because-
something different there. I feel like it's the same stuff, different year.
Yeah.
Right?
They need a better
And-
team, is what they
and
need.
they're
Yeah, that's what they.
Yeah, it's the roster.
Yeah,
It's the roster.
just not a good roster.
I mean, he's just still a great coach.
But Mike is right. I mean,
I'm not
I've
saying
seen a
he's not
lot
a
of.
good
I mean,
coach.
they're-
I'm just saying I'm not saying he's not a great coach like Mike Vrabel was, but look at him, he got fired,
yeah,
right?
I mean,
But I'm just saying
That's
he
different.
probably needs a change of scenery, is what I'm saying.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Mike's right. I think a lot of Pittsburgh fans are over Tomlin. Now we on the outside are like, that's a terrible decision, but they're spoiled. I mean, they've dealt.
But when
two
have you ever
decades.
seen, like, if they keep this up, right? Like, I mean, say what you will about them, they're top of the division.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to fire a team.
I
They're
mean,
4-3. They're top
no-
of the. They're in
yeah.
a bad division, but they're top of the division. So, I mean, can that change? Yeah, but I mean, if they finish with a winning record, as bad as that team looks, I just don't. I don't know.
It's
that
just
a
that
lot
it's
of,
just that's what it's been every year. It's a you make the playoffs, you get blown out in the first round of the playoffs on to
Yeah.
the next season to do the same thing.
When's the
That's
last
why I
time-
feel like something different's gonna happen.
When's the last time they even had a league average quarterback? They should fire the GM, not the coach.
I agree.
yeah.
So I said they need a better roster.
Yeah.
That's
The
problem.
roster is bad. The fact that they are right now a playoff team is shocking to me because I thought 100% this was going to be Tomlin's first losing record. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't understand how they have a winning record right now. That team is not a good team.
I honestly don't think they'll finish with one.
No,
with
I
how
agree.
bad they've
I think
looked
they lose the
Yeah.
division
recently.
and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
lose
I think the
record.
Ravens will come back. So
Wow.
I agree.
they're not that far
Ravens-
behind right now, and they won tonight. So
Yeah, Ravens fans don't really agree that they can do it. That's another
there's so much
fan-
football left.
fan base that's spoiled and doesn't want their head coach anymore.
I'll take
Oh,
him
Say
as
it
well.
to me. Yeah,
I
I'd
could
take
see
him
that
out.
same thing. You know what? Why don't they just trade trade of coaches? See what happens.
I would take either one of those guys over Sirianni in a heartbeat.
Syrian.
God, I would take Tomlin on the Giants freaking
Yeah.
second.
Same here.
Uh,
All right, we'll go to the next.
You want me to
Me?
throw one out?
Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
Oh, wait.
I thought I got two.
Oh, you do get two. My bad.
Oh yeah.
I love
I'm gonna
cutting you off.
I'm gonna go with a riser now. It's I'm like, man, give me what you told me you were gonna give me. I'm gonna go with Cam Scatterbo.
Of course,
he's my
this is
biggest
why you
riser.
wanted it.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm taking a victory lap here. I had him ranked 27th coming into the season. I might have been the lowest on him actually.
I had him at 27 as well.
Actually,
so-
no, Jesse had him
I-
34. So
I think I
and
forgot
Mike had
to
him
rank him.
33.
I forgot to rank him. Yeah, so I put him there at the end.
Okay,
Well,
I just assumed.
I blame you, Chad. You were the one that were like, he is not the starter.
Yes.
Well, and he wasn't.
I had him
He
low
wasn't
because
the
of Chad.
starter.
I know. That's why
he
it
wasn't
scared
the
the crap
starter.
out of
Tyron
me.
Tracy got hurt.
And then he got hurt. Yeah,
Um,
no opportunity. right?
So yeah, I mean, Cam Scatterbo, he is looked like a decent football player.
Good.
That's
He
really
looked
it.
like a good football player.
Yeah, he looked like yeah. He's good. He's a good football player. I will say this though, like the intangibles he brings to an offense is something that I haven't seen since Brandon Jacobs. and talking about just like the energy and the grit and the fire that he brings to a team, I think that's immeasurable. So I really love the player. I think he's amazing for the team. I don't think he's the most talented. Like I don't think we're ever going to see like Cam Scatabo as a top 10 running back in the NFL. I don't see that. I think he's probably going to always be part of a committee and be a really fun football player to watch and always be in that kind of maybe 11 to 16, 17 range. That's just how I see him. But nevertheless, I was completely wrong about him. I thought that he would not, he would not really get a good opportunity this season. He obviously did. He made the most of it. It was because of injury, but you only get what's presented to you. So kudos to him. I hope he bounces back next year. I think he will. Hearing positive things about him carting himself around the Giants facility. He's staying around everybody.
I'm just imagining him just like full speed chasing people down.
Yeah, he's doing it too. And
what's the prognosis? Is he going to be back for training camp?
I haven't seen too much on it yet. I just heard good things about like the recovery timetable, but nothing specific. Yeah. So yeah, I think he'll be okay. Like I think he's going to come back next season strong. But I also think that a lot of the vibes that we're talking about here are good things for him, because let's just say it, like when a player has good vibes around them, not just from the team but also from the fan base, they generally get the nod a little bit more than if a player is a little bit more boring or absent from the popular conversation. So it's a good thing in my book.
So Chad, the question, looking at the rankings, and why would you have him above RJ Harvey at this point with what, I mean, Cam can't do anything the rest of the season. We just saw Harvey's best game as a professional. We would assume he's going to get some kind of the electric looks going forward. I mean, you had Harvey considerably higher than Cam in every aspect. So, like, why would you not, in essence, swap those two guys? Because otherwise we'd be about the same. I'm just curious, is it just the ceiling for Harvey? Because he's somebody I want to talk about. So,
no, I like RJ Harvey a lot. You guys know I had him ranked, the highest on the pod coming out as a prospect. I just think the running back ahead of him is more talented than the running back ahead of Cam Scatabo. So it's a little bit more of a wall there. If RJ Harvey was the only running back in that room, then I'd be a little bit more excited. I just don't until I see what's going to happen with the RB situation there, as far as if he gets another contract, if he's gone after this year, or he's on a 1-year deal. Is that right?
Yeah.
So until I see what happens there, then nothing this season's really told me that RJ Harvey is going to be their full-time running back next season.
Yeah, I don't think we even expect that. I think we're looking for a Kamara type role in a Sean Payton offense.
Yeah, I think Cam Scatabo, if Daboll was to keep the job, I do think that's in the range of outcomes for Scatabo, is him being a full-time running back, because he can, he can be the passing down back. We've seen him block really well. He has had a couple of plays where he's missed some blocks, but we've also seen him put linebackers on their ass, So it's one of those things. I think he can do everything. So that's not out of the realm of possibility. I just a little bit more concerned with the situation there for RJ Harvey.
Okay, that's a fair answer. Jesse, what you got for us?
With Cam, I just wonder if he's going to come back to the same player. That's really my only concern. Otherwise, like everything Chad said, I agree with. It's just that he, again, kind of same with Daniels, the thing against him is his play style, and is he going to get hurt because of it? And then he did. Mm-hmm. So that's why I did think of him a bit. I had him a little lower. I think I have him 22nd, but I like him.
Yeah, I really struggled.
He reminds me of Mike Allstott. You guys old enough to remember him?
Yeah, for sure.
He
used to go to my church.
Really?
Him and John Lynch.
Did you meet him?
Yeah.
He was a nice guy.
John Lynch was nicer, but I've met John Lynch a lot more. He was more active in the church and stuff.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. All right. Where are we
Jesse,
at?
who you got?
Travis Etienne. Man, I love this guy. He's back to his old self, catching passes, looking electric. The only thing that concerns me, all right, so I moved him up to 17, which is 10 spots. I am really low. He had such a bad year. Even though I was hopeful for him, I didn't really trade off of him in the offseason because I couldn't really get anything good for him. What concerns me, though, is the contract. He doesn't have one. If they were making overtures that they wanted to re-sign him, then that would be great. I'm not really dialed into Jacksonville beat writers, but I haven't seen anything in the national media that they want to re-sign him. Is he going to get a contract and be a 1A somewhere? That would be my question. That's why I couldn't get him higher.
I'm totally fine if he goes somewhere else, to be honest. I think he's the type of – I said this in the offseason. I think he's the type of running back that will succeed in a lot of offenses. He's electric in the pass game. He works good outside the tackles. That's what most offenses run nowadays. So I actually don't even think I moved him. I think I had him 21 preseason, and I have him 21 now. And it's just because some guys went up, some guys went down. He's looked good. He's looked what I thought he could after that literally second to worst running back in the league last year.
Thoughts, Mike?
I just feel like it's been average this year. The couple of spots that I got him, I don't feel like it's been anything special. It's just, kind of run of the mill RB2 kind of production. But I agree with Austin. I think him going somewhere else is probably for the better. I think we're done with the shower narrative of him and Trevor Lawrence being teammates back in college. So give him some run somewhere else.
The production has been kind of average, but he's looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say great, but he's looked really, really good. But the production has been average because
the team's been average.
Not good.
Yeah.
Trevor's just not good. BTJ has just been terrible. What's going on with him, by the way?
I think he's got the yips.
The shoulder? What was with that shoulder?
I have no idea. I mean, it's
from carrying the team on his back last year. I don't know.
Okay. Wrist that shoulder. Man, I'd love to see him come out of the break and just be the old
Yeah. I hope they get it right. I mean, he's way too talented of a player that we've seen in the NFL produce like that to just all of a sudden not even be able to catch 50% of the passes coming to him.
I mean, he was so good in college, too. I loved him as a prospect.
Yeah, I saw a couple narratives. I guess we're going to move it to receiver at the moment, but I saw a couple narratives that I thought were quite interesting. One that when they drafted Travis Hunter, I mean, it could have affected him differently than we were thinking. Like, he was the alpha of that team. He carried that team, and here they go and trade up for this next superstar receiver. And before the season's even started, Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter are doing commercials together. Not the guy that just went for 1,400 yards as a rookie. I saw that, and also saw something much more serious and sad that I hope's not the case, but him being really close to Kyron Lacy, and with that whole situation that happened, and it could just be something in his mental, outside of just football. I mean, he's a young guy. I think was he 22. I mean, everybody can't process stuff similarly. It could just be a rough year for him. So, I mean, I hope it's neither one of the things. If we're going to be honest, I hope he's just been hurt, and like you said, Jesse, and comes out of the bye, and we see a much better player. But I mean, these are humans, and unfortunately, stuff outside of football could be causing these problems.
I hope he gets himself right either way.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Back
Travis
to running
Etienne,
backs.
would you pay for Etienne, Austin?
Sure. I mean, what am I? It depends on what I'm paying, but yeah. I mean,
I feel like it's 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's roughly his price point, and
Second
at that
and
point,
a third.
yeah, that's kind of where I was at. Sure. I mean, I would probably fish other guys first for that price point. But yeah, I don't have a problem buying him for that. He's a 25-year-old running back that's put up a top 5 season. There aren't many of those guys that are available for a second and a third. So if the offense does get better, he's going to get better. And if it doesn't, then we're likely going to see him in a different situation next year, which, as I mentioned, I don't think is the worst thing for him.
Yeah, I fished around for him, and Chris Stroud wanted a first and a third or something. He wanted a first and something else for him. I let it sit there for a while and let him think he was going to get it, and then I declined it. Mike, would you trade it for? Would you pay that price for him?
A first and a third?
No. 2 seconds.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
you're with me then, Chad. Would you?
That's not too bad.
You muted. So that means no.
If I was a contender, I would do it. But if not, then no.
Yeah, I don't see why you would be trading for him as non-contender. He's not that type of player. All right. Who's next? Austin.
Yeah. So my third biggest mover was Christian McCaffrey. Really can't go a running back discussion without bringing him up, what he's done this season. I had him at 19, went up to 13 for me. And if he gets hurt, he'll drop right back down to the about 20 range. But while he's healthy, I mean, he's one of the best players in Dynasty to have. He's just a difference maker. It's really that simple for me. If he's healthy, he's a borderline RB1 in Dynasty. And when he's not, he's a borderline RB2 in Dynasty. So while he's healthy, there he goes. And I see. Hold on. I see Mike smiling because he didn't touch him from his preseason rankings.
That's what
he's about to say that. So I just want to go ahead and call him out.
That's all I was gonna say as well. That's where I had him, but I also, even with the season he's having, I couldn't justify moving him ahead of some of the guys. Like I guess I could probably put him at 11, maybe you could argue 10, but even then, I think it's what I hope for. It happened, so
it's happened so far for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I only moved him up a few spots, but I have him in the same range. I think I'm at 12.
Yeah, we have him 11, 12, 13. All of us do.
Okay. Yeah, I had to do some soul searching. I put him above Saquon because he's just having a better year. They're similar age and similar tier player, and he's just better right now. So
yeah, he's a better player when healthy, but I don't want to get in that debate. It's minimal, but I think he's a better player for an NFL team than honestly about anybody else in football, to be honest.
He's a better receiver for sure.
Yeah. All right, we can go to the next. That was pretty easy. Unless Chad's got something that mentioned. Okay.
I was going to mention Rico Dowdle, and I feel like he's kind of missing on some spots too. I didn't think I'd be the most bullish on him, but I guess I don't know where his value is. I don't even know if I had him ranked, to be completely honest, at the beginning of the season. And
I still don't.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I don't think I have Chuba ranked either. I guess I don't know what to do with those guys. I guess I don't believe.
So you'd rather have Caleb Johnson than those guys?
I would.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What's the contract for Dowdle?
So Rico's on a 1 year. Chuba has 3 more years.
3 more.
But only 1 more is money guaranteed. That being said, Dave Canales, I'm going to go ahead and give what's going on currently. Dave Canales, and I mean, the media has been hounding him over this because the past 2 weeks it's basically been a 50-50 split. I mean, even Chuba got more carries last week. He pretty much admitted that the team did soul searching and they're going to put Rico as the one moving forward. He didn't necessarily say that, but he said that. He said they did reflecting and realized they couldn't keep Chuba off the field. I mean, he's averaging over 5 yards. Excuse me, Rico. Sorry, yes, okay. Rico. I mean, he's averaging over 5 yards a carry, and Chuba's averaging like 2.4 yards a carry on the season. He's been the least explosive runner in the NFL this season. He does not have a 10-yard rush so far.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
It's been bad.
Which, I mean, he's never been an electric player, but he's been one of those players that constantly gave you 4 to 12 yards. And he's just not doing it. And I don't know if it's injury based. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I mean, he's not
been healthy. I don't think he's been healthy going back to last year at the end of the year.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's the same calf as well.
Yeah.
They won't admit that it's the same injury, but it is the same calf. And I mean, really, he started week 1 healthy, but I think he got hurt in that first game and hasn't been the same since. So I do think it's going to be the Rico show moving forward. What that means for his production, I don't know, but I have him at 23, and he should be pretty usable the remainder of the season.
Now you do have to look at who he did that against. You know,
Sure,
there's
absolutely.
really, really soft defenses,
Yep.
and just when healthy, that Carolina line just mauls people inside.
Well,
So I just a different back I think would have the same or better results. So
This week's going to tell a lot because Green Bay's got a really, really
Yeah.
sharp rush defense. But yeah, he's had probably the softest, stretch of 4 or 5 games, so they didn't run him back.
I don't know if
so
we're
it'll
going to see
be-
him next year. So I what can you really give up for him?
He's 27. That's the thing, right? So like it's not like it's like a young potential that we're seeing here. If he gets a contract, it's probably going to be another 1-year deal, maybe 2-year deal with an out. But yeah, I mean, I for me personally, I don't think you can give up much more than a second for him.
It would have to be a late second for me, and a third doesn't get it done. A series of thirds
No.
doesn't get it
Yeah.
done.
I agree.
I just don't think. I don't know. I guess so. At this point, I'm not doing that. To me, that's either a trade deadline or I'm in the playoffs in a league without a trade deadline, and I need a guy to fill in. But I'm not spending my second on that. I just it feels gross to me. At this point,
the good thing is
I'm sorry,
his run for playoff time is not bad. So if he does establish himself as the RB1 in Carolina, and Chuba really does take a kind of a sit down there, then yeah, I mean he could be great for this season. Like a great little value add for the season for a contender. But just outside of that, I just think there's a significant cap, which is the only reason why I have him at 29 behind some of the guys that I have him behind, just because the future's not really there. But if I'm a contender, then yeah, he could be worth more for you.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this idea lately of tuning your team to this season, as opposed to making longer term moves, bigger moves. So tuning your team to this season, picking up players like Dowdle or maybe Jalen Warren, who we talked about last week as well. Or I know I bring him up a lot. He's my boy, but Goddard, or a tight end that's a little older but producing. Yeah, I wonder what the right time to do that is, and whether you really want to give up your future assets to do it or not. You have to really believe that you're going to win.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just looking at people. Actually, I think we're Chad.
Yeah, no, I just said Dowdle. So.
Yeah, so a guy that I've moved up a decent amount here is gonna be a guy I'm surprised that I don't even know if I had him ranked last season, but that's Tajay Spears. We've only seen glimpses of him this season, but I really, really like what I see every time he takes the field, and I'm just hoping like this is the point in time where he's gonna take over. Tony Pollard looks like dust to me. I don't think he's very good. So Tajay Spears looks like he's on a completely different planet than Tony Pollard right now. So I think he will end up getting the workload. It's just a matter of if he's going to stay healthy, and if he does, he could be one of the biggest like value adds, going forward. But could also end up in IR next week. So we'll see.
Yeah, health has been the big thing with him. I mean, he looks electric pretty much any time he's on the field healthy. It's just we don't ever get to see him on the field healthy for more than it feels like a game or two. So I like it. I mean, it's a good call because I think you're right. If he's healthy, he's going to be a severe value. He's going to be an easy weekly flex on your contenders.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just hard for me with the offense being as just stagnant as it is, it's that's the question of it too. Like the turmoil and all that. Like, are they still like on single digit touchdowns for the year or something like
Yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it's like, it's just.
I
It's
know
hard for
Jonathan
me.
Taylor's outscoring though.
Yeah.
He's outscoring a lot of people at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like Tajay Spears, the last 3 weeks he's played, he's averaged 6.2 yards per carry, 4.4 yards per carry, 6.56 yards per carry, and it's his carries are being slowly more and more, but they're still like splitting them between him and Tony Pollard. It makes no sense unless they're just
Well,
ramping him up. But who knows?
we've never seen Tajay Spears get a full workload, and I think it's because coaches don't believe he can handle it, and he's never been able to physically handle it, and that's my issue with Spears. So I'm ambivalent to him because of that. I don't think I'm going to be able to trust him, so I would trade him away for a high third, and I did.
I don't think that's fair to. I mean, you can obviously believe that if that's your opinion on him, but I don't think it's fair to say that we know for sure that's the coaching staff's opinion just because Tony Pollard has been a good back. Like he's been decent.
Yeah, he was pretty
So
good
I don't-
last year.
Yeah, so I don't think it's been a matter of they just haven't had anybody and they just don't believe Tajay Spears can do it. I think they've rightly had a good back as well. It's just at this point in time, Tony Pollard looks not like Tony Pollard has looked.
Okay,
In
fair
my
enough.
opinion.
Fair enough. And if we see a Tajay Spears breakout, then I'll eat my hat.
Cool.
Yes.
Speaking
wanna
of
see that.
Jonathan Taylor, he was one of my big movers. I had him towards the bottom of, I think it was my second or third tier, whatever it was, and I put him up to 6, and
Mhm.
I'm probably the lowest out of everybody. If I had
I
to
have him at
guess.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's been phenomenal. On a contender, he's probably realistically 1, 2, or 3. But every roster I have isn't a bona fide win now contender, so I have like A-Chain and Judkins for me is ahead of him. But there are absolutely rosters where obviously JT would be the more valuable piece than you could argue. Obviously, Judkins, for instance.
I have him at 3.
Yeah, and that's 6. So
He's so elite. He's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a lot of shares of him too because people forgot that a year or two ago. And he was easy to get.
Well, I mean, he just between injuries and between how anemic that offense has looked, he just hadn't looked like the player he looked, going back to his rookie year.
Agreed.
But now that the offense looks like the most efficient offense in NFL history, he looks like a major part of that.
I mean, well, he is a big
he is a big part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't think anybody expected the Colts to
No.
be what they are. And
The GM and coach were on the hot seat coming in. Like,
I think there. So I was reading an Athletic article, and they had mentioned a poll that they put out in preseason, and they had surveys sent out to fan bases to gauge the excitement for fan bases, and the Colts were dead last
Wow.
for excitement on their team. Yeah,
I believe it.
going into the season.
wow.
It's completely flipped now.
Yeah. Now they're arguably the best team in the league. So
Yeah, it's funny how just a quarterback can change an entire team's outlook.
yeah, it's basically the almost the same exact team. I think they got 2 different offensive linemen, and that's really it
Wow.
on the offense.
Tyler Warren.
And Tyler Warren, yeah, Tyler Warren.
That is a big
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah, that is a huge piece. That's a huge piece.
Oddly enough, I guess we'll say it now. We're going to have to push wide receivers and tight ends the next week. But I think I'm the highest on Tyler Warren.
You were.
No.
I saw that.
Are you?
I have him 2.
No, I have him at 2.
I have him
Oh,
at 2
okay.
as well.
I was like, do you have him at 1?
There you go. All right. Chase Brown for me. I have him up 7. I mean, yeah, up 7 to 14. Just borderline QB1 for me. He's just a good young back. When there's a quarterback to run it, it's a great offense, and he's highly used in it. And he's got another year on his contract. So if we're talking about a player that I want to give up 2 seconds for, Chase Brown is probably at the top of that list.
Yeah.
And I did last week. Like a mid to high second and a late second.
Yeah, that's fair.
Would you guys pay a first for him?
I feel like he's worth the contenders first, but I guess you guys know that. So
That's right. You've been trying to sell him for that. I forgot. What league is that?
Darlings.
Darlings. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Austin's not in that league. Chad, what's your thoughts on Chase Brown?
I like him for the short term. I like his outlook for the remainder of the season. I think don't quote me because I haven't looked at it for a bit here, but I think he was one of the players I was targeting in some of my contenders just because his playoff stretch looks really enticing. And yeah, it does. Going from week 13 on, it's Baltimore, Buffalo, Baltimore, Miami, and then Arizona, which none of those are legit, rushing defenses, and 4 of the 5 are really, really soft rush defenses. So I really like him towards the end of the season. He's had one of the toughest starts as far as strength of schedule against the rush. So, Cleveland, Jacksonville, Minnesota, Denver, Detroit, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh have been pretty rough, and that's consecutively his first 7 weeks. So, yeah, I think he's due some light games here. I really like the prospect of, Joe Flacco in that offense compared to Browning. So I think that's going to open up the run game quite a bit more than in what was happening there. It just was so abysmal early in the season, and then compounded by that schedule, like I mentioned. Makes it tough. But with that said, it's going to be a pretty tough sell for me to give up a first to get him.
Yeah, I agree. I'd want something back if I'm giving the first up.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So what would you want back? A third?
Realistically, a contender second. I think I would drop around to take on Brown. I think he's a RB2, and paying a first for that doesn't feel like enough.
I think I could stomach that. It's still really tough for me to give up a first for a player that's not signed to any kind of contract.
Yeah, but 2 years for running backs, all you're going to get for most guys anyway.
True. I started to say long term, and my brain said no. There are no long term running backs.
I say, like when I say like it's going to be a tough sell for me to give up a first, I don't think that there's going to be no situation in which I do that. Like realistically, if I'm having trouble getting a running back, and I'm a contender and I'm a running back away, or I think I'm a running back away, he's a good option for this season, like a really good option in my opinion. I think that from this point on, if he's a top 12 running back from this point on, I'm not shocked at all. So yeah, I mean, even just the last 3 weeks, he's had 9, 11, and 12 attempts. 2 of those games, he's 108 yards and 73 yards. Last 3 games, he's pretty much above 5 yards per carry on all of those. So, I mean, he's just been really efficient as when Joe Flacco's been their quarterback. And then, like I said, strength of schedule against the rush is going to be really, really nice going forward.
Right on. All right, Mike, let's hear one of yours.
I don't have any more. We've discussed everybody, all my big movers. Yeah, that's it for me.
I got plenty more. Austin, you got any?
Yeah, I'll do my last riser, which was Josh Jacobs. Similar to JT, had him at a bottom of a tier, and he's up to RB12 for me. Just him and McCaffrey were kind of dead even. Those are the 2 that I struggled with. I went with the guy that was hurt a little bit less, even though as a pure contender, sure, McCaffrey's the better piece. But for that longer outlook, I'm going to feel a little bit safer with Jacobs. But he's proven it again. He's just a good back, plain and simple.
I've always loved Jacobs. I moved him down just from attrition, younger guys kind of jumping up for me. It's really, he hasn't done anything except for get a year older.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, his value does just kind of go down a little bit. He just makes it a tougher sell, really. people aren't jumping at Jacobs. They do pause when they're going to give up a bundle for him.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it, a first and a second?
Yeah, I think so.
It's got to be
It's definitely more than a
contenders
first.
first. Contenders first and second. It feels a little light.
I think that's
I feel
probably
like
the
that's
max
a
you're
little.
getting.
I was like, I like that feels a little expensive. I feel like he's going the way of where Henry was around last year. So,
Huh.
but not the same production. So I
Yeah.
don't know where it goes after.
Henry had been
That's why.
worth just the single first forever.
Yeah.
He's kind of one of those guys that unless you like got into the season and were surprised at how much of a weak team that you actually had, you kind of played yourself not getting rid of him last season, because you're probably not gonna get what he should be valued at right now. It's like you're saying, it's just another year added on, and people are kind of with these running backs always looking a year ahead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what the productive guys are saying, all right, but what are they going to do for me next year? And he's just reaching that age where it's looking less and less enticing. And people are saying, okay, well, can I go get a Rico Dowdle or somebody like that for cheaper and maybe get somewhat similar production going forward and just kind of playing that game?
To me, that's a mistake. They prioritize him in the red zone. He had a touchdown in how many games straight? 10 games straight or something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a touchdown every game but one this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's RB7 on the season. I didn't even know he was that high, to be honest.
It's just guaranteed production. He's starting to be my number one buy. Like, if I can, I'm going to start checking around. If I can start getting him for contenders first, that's my guy. What's his age, Austin?
27.
27. Okay.
Yeah.
He's at that age where nobody's going to want him.
Yeah. He's about to hit 28, and that's what people are worried about, is that 28-year-old age. That's when value really drops.
As long as the production is relevant, though, he'll still be worth the first.
Yeah.
I mean, he is an injury away from not being worth that ever again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of the same thing that Chad was saying about A.J. Brown last year and in the offseason. Just an unproductive stretch or an injury away from people just, oh, he's old now, I don't want him.
Yeah. I mean, that's the fear with all these guys, right? Is, these guys are productive until they aren't. And then when they're not, their value is just done, So, and it happens pretty immediately.
Yeah.
Yes,
it
it
really
does. What you got, Jesse?
I've got Quinshon Judkins up 14 spots to 9. And I thought I was being aggressive, but you guys, Austin, you have him at 5. Chad at 7. No, yeah. Ike, where you got Quinshon?
10.
10. Okay. Little behind me. He just looks so good. I thought that was being aggressive, putting him above Kyron. I almost put him above Genty, to be honest with you. But I'm low on Genty of the group. I have him at 8.
Yeah. We're going to discuss that after this.
Okay. Okay, it's easy. All those other guys.
No, let's wait. Let's wait.
All right. Well, Judkins looks like the best thing on a bad team. So when you're the one really good thing on a bad team, I believe that you're supremely talented. And everything you said about him in the offseason was right, Austin. Kudos, I guess. He's just an awesome back.
Yeah.
If they get their stuff together with their quarterback, that's a huge if. I mean, at this point, out of all those gaggle quarterbacks, I mean, I guess they only have Gabriel left because they've alienated Shedeur.
I'm waiting for Shedeur to come out and start after the bye.
Oh my God!
I think it's what's going to happen. Gabriel's
Really?
been atrocious.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's been so bad.
Absolutely unbearable to watch. So at this point, you've got to try something. If Shedeur's
well,
healthy.
you say that, but did you see Stefanski's comments the other day? It's like yesterday or the day before or something. Reporter blankly asked him, what are we doing here? Like, why isn't Shedeur being given an opportunity to start? And he made no sense at all. He was just like, well, we're just gonna, focus on what we're doing and go with what we're doing. And just like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, you know,
What a
when a coach
mess.
starts like rambling and not making
Yeah,
any
coach
sense
speak.
and just like
Yeah.
mashing coach speak together. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like-
Yeah, just cliche after cliche without a point.
Yeah. He's like, he's got no answer for this. Something is happening behind the scenes.
They hate him so much. They have just botched this so badly.
Like I laughed at like the conspiracy theories where people were saying like they drafted him just so that he wouldn't play in the NFL, but
I
I'm like,
think that seems
maybe
right.
maybe they did.
I just think it was all the owner. That's what it was. Coaching staff, no one else wanted anything to do with them, and the owner was like, "No, we can't."
Because
Take a shot.
Gabriel,
Could be,
like
yeah.
Austin was saying, Gabriel's been so bad, and they're facing so much pressure to start Shador. Like, what would be the reason that they would be fighting against this so badly? Even if you don't believe in him, like you're not losing anything.
They
No,
hate
just-
him as a person.
Like, that's what it's got to be at this
He
point.
said something in the interview that just they're like, that's it.
They're like, we're gonna ruin him.
Yeah.
I mean, he did an interview where he literally didn't say a word. So, like, I can understand why
Yeah.
they feel the way they do.
Yeah.
Like, Gabriel's literally made every player on that offense outside of Fanning unstartable. I mean,
Yeah.
Judkins just because he gets the ball on the ground, but anything where the quarterback has to give the ball to them, you can't start any of them.
Did you guys see the play where he got the safety
Yes.
throwing the ball out of bounds? But like what got me was it wasn't even like he was pressured. He just like casually, the most casual throw
Yeah.
you'll ever see, just casually threw it out of bounds, standing in the end zone. And I'm just like,
Wow.
man, why wouldn't all his teammates just turn around and look at him and be like, what are you doing, man? Like the only thing you can't do here is take a knee and throw the ball out of bounds, and you chose one of them.
It's pretty bad. It's actually really bad. But yeah, I mean, Judkins is just for me, if you can get him, which he's been really difficult for me to get. It's one of those players. Yeah,
He's elite tier.
yeah, he's really hard. That's why I have him at 5 because I've tried to trade for him and he's about impossible. I mean, I can't get him.
All right, you want to talk about it, Genty?
Yeah, I want you to go first so I can
Okay.
see where
Oh,
this
Jesse.
argument is.
I loved Ashton Genty. I think he's going to be a great back. I think the backs above him have been better. And that's really the bottom line. I mean, outside of Bijan and Gibbs, up to Judkins is all a tier for me. So you could jumble those guys around quite a bit, probably maybe even a little bit week to week. You know, JT and Cook are pretty insulated up there for me. But, I mean, Omarion Hampton came in and showed that he's a stud in that offense when healthy. And Genty has come in and shown that he's a stud when the game script is right and the coach is calling the right plays, which doesn't happen much because Chip Kelly is tipping his plays. Again, that was his problem in Philly, and that's his problem now. He's a college coach. So when I can't get Genty higher. You know, like I said, he's an elite back. It's just the situation is crap.
Somebody else can go.
It's all a tier. They're all great backs. You can jumble them around a little bit, but I mean, when healthy, Bucky Irving's a stud. You know,
For me, Genty's just a different talent than all those guys. And on top of that, like what would scare me about Genty is if he wasn't getting the workload. That's the only thing that would scare me. Like if he was getting some kind of like not. I mean, obviously this is extreme, but you look at Travion Henderson where he's just not. They're just not using him right. If we were watching Genty and he was getting like 10, 11, 12 carries a game, I'd be like, okay, like this is an issue. But he's getting the rarefied 20 carries a game. Like they're giving him the ball. It's just that team around him is really, really bad. But we've also seen, you know, that change overnight, right? Like they can work on their offensive line this offseason. Genty's still there. Like he's getting the workload. It's just a matter of they have the worst quarterback in the NFL, arguably. Geno Smith's been awful.
Atrocious. Yeah.
Yeah, like awful. And I mean, it's similar to what you know your argument for Cam Ward, right? Like the situation's probably been the worst for a good running back in the league right now, as far as Genty's concerned. So as long as he's getting the usage for me, I'm willing to live with it because it's still decent production. He's getting you through. You know, as a flex player right now, and you know the highs are there. He still has like the 34-point game, the 17-point game, the 15-point game. He's just also having those 3-point games when they're getting blown out by 40 points and they're just not running the ball because you can't run the ball when you're down by 35, 38 points.
They ran 40 plays that game.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, I don't even know if that's ever happened since I've been alive. Like,
Yeah.
that's how bad the team is. 40, it was 42 plays for an entire offense in an entire game.
The fact that he's even getting like 17 to 20 carries in most his games is incredibly impressive to me because the game script's just going against him every game.
Yeah.
I don't ever think that firing an offensive coach in season would be better for an offense, but I do in this situation.
Yeah.
We fire Chip
sure.
Kelly, whoever else is there, hopefully won't tip the plays and it'll be better. Yeah, I have no problem with anything you said, Chad. I agree with everything you said. I just, like I said, these guys are all in a tier where any given year, any given month, any of them could jump up ahead of the other one. They're all elite players.
Was
From
it
3
JT
to
his
9
rookie
for me.
year where he struggled the
Yes.
first
Yeah.
6 or 8 weeks?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
JT.
And people,
And then blew
no
up,
offense to
yeah.
you, Jesse, like this, people did like you're doing right now and dropped him below these inferior talented players. And then all of a sudden he boomed.
Well, the
Genty
mistake-
feels like that type of player.
Genty's
Can
better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He's a better
I mean,
prospect than Jonathan Taylor was. And Jonathan Taylor's an elite prospect, but
the mistake would be to trade him away.
Sure.
Right
I'm
now.
not saying
No,
you're
and I'm
doing
not-
that.
I would never. I would absolutely would not trade Genty right now. But I have to lower him in my rankings per se. Like I'm not going to go out and trade him for Bucky, but I have to lower him in my rankings per se because, well, let's pick a healthy player. Hold on for this argument. A-Chain.
I'm like, it's kind of tough when you have Bucky and Hampton above him.
Yeah.
Yeah, both
But
hurt
I'm not going
players.
to trade him for A-Chain because I'm struggling to put Genty into my lineup right now over in some situations over other players that are producing more. And I don't have that problem with A-Chain.
I wouldn't kill anybody for trading him for HN, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
get
do it
that.
either, but I wouldn't question. I mean, I wouldn't think twice. If I saw it go down in one of my leagues where a contender traded Genty for HN, I'd be like, I get it. I'm like, I completely
Yeah.
understand.
And
that.
I
I think it's anybody above or below HN where I'm like, okay, like this is a
Well,
bit.
Yeah, for me, it's James Cook. Like that's the obvious one for me.
Why?
Because he's not nearly as talented of a player. He's just in a great situation currently. And again, Genty's 21. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I think it's 21.
I mean, it seems really short-sighted and one that could be dangerous. And again, I'm not picking at you, Jesse. Like I'm not coming at you when I'm talking like this. It's more for the Dynasty community as a whole because I don't think you're alone in people being afraid of Genty right now because of what's going on.
I wouldn't trade any of these players for each other, though. Is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to single you out. It's I don't think you're by yourself in having Genty below 5 in Dynasty rankings, which to me is a mistake. Even as big a fan as I am of Judkins, I'm not making that trade. Like it's not. Genty is a superior talent for the entire NFL. I think Judkins is actually a better pure runner, but there's a lot more aspects to the NFL than that. And Genty is a game changer, and we have seen it. You know, unlike Travion, which is where I'm going after we finish this discussion, we haven't really seen it with him. We've seen it with Genty. We've seen that it can happen, and it's going to happen again.
All right, let's go to Travion because I feel like we're like rehashing the same thing because we're not trading him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Know? The value.
Speak for yourself. I tried to trade him.
Really? I think that to me the value of Genty is like untouchable. You have to come at me with something crazy.
No, not Genty. Travion Henderson.
Oh, I'm talking about Genty.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not trading Genty at this point.
Yeah.
So I want to start this because this was going to be my guy. As a faller, him and RJ Harvey had the same amount of spots lost. I just saw that the Patriots are trading for a running back before the deadline.
Yeah.
That is the
So-
most terrifying. I don't know. I've seen multiple reporters say that they are trading
They're
for a running
trying.
back.
Oh, you've seen that saying they are? I've
Yeah, they
heard
haven't
before
said a
trying.
name that like they're going to trade for a running back before the deadline.
They
That's the
tried to
most,
get Chuba was
Yeah.
one that I
Yeah.
saw the Panthers didn't want to get rid of him.
yeah, he's not going anywhere. But the fact that they're even trying to me is the most damning thing that I've
Yep.
heard
What?
for
And it's not
Travion.
just a depth level piece.
I mean, we don't know that for sure, of course. I mean, if
Chuba's
you trade for
contract's
Chuba,
not a
then-
not
No,
a depth level.
Chuba's not.
No.
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, one of the
Wow.
big beat reporters for the Patriots said the Patriots offered a fifth for Chuba. Carolina turned it down.
And that's not nothing. I
No.
mean,
Right.
I mean, Chuba's owed technically if they take the contract and keep him, he's owed still like $27 million over the next 3 years.
yep.
Jeez.
So that is the.
That is
I saw that
terrifying.
today, and honestly, I thought about dropping Travion another 4 or 5 spots, but I kept him where I'm at because I wanted to have this discussion. That terrifies me, plain and simple. If it actually happens, after he had his best week of his career last week, which was exciting, and then you're seeing this, so I'm hoping Sunday we see that he actually gets more touches and it's not for him. But it scares the heck out of me, to be
Austin, he
completely
had his
honest.
best game, but then he fumbled in the red zone.
I mean, Stevenson fumbled 5 times this year already.
Yeah, but he's Vrabel's best
And-
buddy.
I mean, I agree with you, but
And-
to me, that should christen him. He should be ready to go in the offense now.
Did you hear Vrabel his comments on the running backs a couple weeks back where he was like, I think they're focusing too much on not fumbling. I'm like, well, they should be because they keep fumbling. He was like, yeah, they're not running well because they're focusing on not fumbling. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well,
It's pretty
that's not
crazy.
working either. So
That's Travion's first fumble in his professional career, and also in his collegiate career.
Yes,
So,
I did see that.
You know, that's
yeah,
pretty
if-
wild.
If I were Vrabel, I'd get Tiki Barber in to talk to those guys. Because that's a
get
guy.
Coughlin in to talk to him.
Maybe that's who fixed Tiki's issue, but yeah, I mean that Tiki was on his way to being out of the league before he fixed that
Yeah.
problem.
So
Or like
Are you-
Coughlin made him like hold the ball up like this everywhere
Yeah.
he went.
Yeah, and take
If-
off
if-
that stupid leather pad. Anyway,
if you're a non-contender, are you what are you trading for Travion if he's on a contender
Well,
middle of
I
the pack
think
team?
before we answer that, to me, what is the price you're willing to sell for? Like for us, what are you comfortable selling for? Because
It's gotta
that's really
be-
what matters. Because what we will buy for are totally different things.
I
Mhm.
guess Jesse, if you're a contender, would you sell him for Josh Jacobs?
yes, because I have him one spot ahead.
I don't think you're getting him for
I think on a non-contender, I think that would definitely interest people, especially after last week. Now, if they are in the know like we are with the news of them shopping for a running back, maybe not. But
I've tried trading him in 3 leagues, and like every trade I've sent out, and I've sent out like to like 8 teams per league, they're getting like instant declines for like
Really?
values of like a first.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got off for Jordan Mason in a third today, so that was super fun.
Wow. I mean, I've tried to get him for a round of first and was declined.
I have
it was
enough
a
shares,
player
so
that I
I'm not
got.
buying. But
Yeah, I'm on a couple of contenders where I tried to trade him for something, and I can't get anything of value for him, anything that's going to be beneficial. So it's been rough. I even thought about trying to trade him for Scatabo in a second.
What about Chase Brown?
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that either.
As a
I would want
contender? Okay.
somebody with more upside.
What about Javante?
Oh,
I just don't like the long-term prospect there
No way.
either. But I mean, if
no way.
I just can't talk.
That
about
is a
something
trade
now.
that you look at in 2 years and you're like, what did I do?
I agree totally, but
Yeah. It's just that Trevion's just not getting any opportunity. Like he's not getting any opportunity. And if they're out there searching for a starting running back, I mean,
If that happens, his value absolutely goes through the toilet. I mean, you're going to be looking at Caleb Johnson really fast, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous. But that if they go and trade for a starter, I mean, imagine if they go and trade for it, which it's in division, it won't happen, but I'm going to say it anyway, like Achane. I mean,
gosh, what if they trade? And the big rumor was Breece Hall.
correct.
Was the big rumor.
That was the. But again, in division, so I don't see it happening. But I mean, even yesterday, Breece posted a GIF on Twitter talking, like a popcorn eating, or he's eating peanuts, just the shocked face eating peanuts. So, maybe there's rumors going around.
I mean, I just heard on a podcast the other day, the Patriots guy saying that the insider Patriots people he talks to say that they like Travion, that they think he's a good player and will be on the field, and that it's just rookie stuff.
I hope so. I hope then in 2 months we sound like idiots in this conversation. And
I mean, just
well,
thought
it's New England beat writers and stuff that are
Javonte.
that are pushing these trade talks. It's not like it's not, and national media as well. Like it's not like it's like Twitter rumors. Like it's real stuff. Like there's got to be some talk about them. I mean, so there's got to be some fire to the smoke of them bringing in a significant piece at running back.
Yeah.
Or at least wanting to. Who knows if they actually can get it done for what they deem to be fair.
Well, I'm not trading him. I'm certainly not trading him for Javonte. For any of the garbage that you guys say he's worth, I'm not trading. I'm calm holding and being stubborn. He's young enough that I don't care. Same with Caleb.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Do I have any more? I have a couple more. DeAndre Swift, unranked up to 21.
Okay.
He looks good in this offense because they're not asking him to do too much. They're not asking him to read anything. They're telling him, here's the ball, go that way. And he's good at that. If you ask DeAndre Swift to think or to make reads, you're going to get in trouble. And I think the Bears head coach is named
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson knows that from his first stint with DeAndre Swift. And I think when he came back to the Bears, he had a plan on how to deal with that. And it looks good. It looks very good. So he's solid RB2 to me. I'd pay a second in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think that's where he's valued. He's been pretty good.
I mean, I don't think that he's going to be this next year, but he's young enough and good enough that I think he'll have a role somewhere and be at least a flex next year somewhere.
Fine with that. Mike, you don't seem so confident.
I just don't know if I'd pay a second for him. I'm just
not paying a high second, but a contender second for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it could be worth it just for this year, right? But I just don't see I don't know if I see much more after this year. What's his contract like? Does he have that much longevity there? He does look decent. Like
I'm sure they can
a lot better than he has, but
Austin will tell us.
That's what I'm worried about. I guess that's what I'm worried about. I guess a little bit. But,
I mean, he's RB11 on the season.
Terrible. Yeah,
I'm telling you, he's been good.
So he's got an out after this year. It just cost him $1.3 million in dead cap. So
yeah, he probably
that's not bad at all. Yeah,
I'd expect them to upgrade that position.
That's a lie. I'm sorry. I keep getting the years wrong. Yeah, I am right. Sorry. Ignore me. I'm right.
All right. And we don't have to spend too much time on him. And Saquon. Have we talked about Saquon?
We have not.
I have him down 9 spots to 13 below McCaffrey, as I talked about. Just obvious why. You see what can happen with an older back if they start to be unproductive or get an injury. The value drops pretty quickly. But would you guys buy him on a contender and for how much?
Yeah, I would. I'm not paying much more than my first, but my first and a piece is fine.
Austin, you have him at 14. Chad, you did about the same thing I did. Chad has him at 13. We all have him in the same spot. So I'm sorry, what did you say you paid for him, Austin?
My contender first and a piece. It's not going to be a big piece, but something to make the person. No, like a player. I don't really want to give both of my picks up for him. A player.
I think I wouldn't trade him for less than that.
Yeah, I don't think you should, especially if we got Jacobs around there. Like, I'd rather have Saquon than Jacobs, but
I'd rather
Just
have
for the
Jacobs.
upside. I mean,
Interesting.
Jacobs
Okay.
is definitely a better floor play, but I mean, even as bad as quote unquote bad as Saquon's been, he's only had a couple crater games. Otherwise, he's been serviceable, and he didn't just have the rocket ship game.
Ignore that the Giants game. Like we are. No, I'm dead serious. Like it's the rush defense is like last in the league, and it's abysmal. Like it's the worst ranked by far. I think to outside runs, I think we're allowing like 7.5 yards per carry or something.
There are some positives outside of that they're starting to run some play action and stuff, and that we're in our bye right now, and fingers crossed that they figure out the run game, man, because if not, that guy's going to lose his job, that OC. He's really on the hot seat right now.
Yeah.
But he's just too good a back to not have more splash games like that. And it just, the floor is good enough. I'd pay a first and a second for him if I'm a contender.
Yeah, that's fine.
Would you, Chad?
Chad?
Sorry, say it again. My mic came out.
Oh, would you pay a first and a second for Barkley?
Yeah, I did. In a league pretty recently, I paid a first and a second for him. I think that's a fair price. I wouldn't pay any more than that. I wouldn't even consider any more than that.
Yeah.
There's just too much risk involved.
All right. Fair enough. And one more for me is Kamara.
Yeah.
I had him down 19 spots to unranked because he is just, I don't think he's done. Or I'm afraid that he's done.
Yeah. Me too. I regret buying him from you. He doesn't want to get traded in that offense's dog water, so it doesn't help anything.
And just
You bought him in multiple places then, huh, Mike?
No, I just bought him in one, I think.
Oh, I thought you bought him from Matt too.
Did I?
Yeah, you just did.
Oh, so two.
A second and Isaiah Bond.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Did I buy him from Jesse too? Then did I buy him from you, Jesse?
No, you
Gosh,
didn't.
I don't even know.
Down.
Okay, maybe it's just that one then. Okay, good.
It just feels that bad.
No, I traded him.
I don't know where it came from. I just know I made a mistake.
I know I have too much Kamara. That's all I know. So
I traded him to Dallas for a 28 second and was like, phew.
Yeah, that was
out
of
that one.
My last one's Derrick Henry. He just went down 6 spots. It's whatever for me. I already had him low. If you have him, roll with him, but I'm not buying him.
Yeah.
He hasn't had any crazy Derrick Henry games. It's just he's a big guy and a good offense now.
Yeah, he's been fine.
Yeah.
I'm just not buying at this point. So he's outside of my top 30 now.
Oh, really? Outside of your top 30?
Yeah, he's 31 for me.
My big faller, or my last big faller is Joe Mixon.
Oh,
Yeah, he's all but
he should have been
dead
mine too.
to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the last one I had ranked.
Yep. So I had him 23 coming into the year. Wasn't super high on him coming in, but even so, I mean, he's just done, right?
What it looks like
there.
I mean, you hope not.
Yeah, of course, hope not. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, currently, yeah, I mean, there's still no timetable. We have not heard anything for it. So yeah, I mean,
No, there's
at least
been,
for
like,
this
no
season
news at all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think he'll play it this year.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play. It's a whole generation of backs that's just sort of fading out. It's really sad.
Yeah. And I mean, they'll likely draft somebody, right? Like that's a team that runs the football. So
they're not going with Woody Marks.
No.
Sorry.
Not alone. Not alone.
Not
What do you mean,
alone.
sorry?
Yeah.
He seems like a satellite back to me.
Austin wasn't high on Woody. I remember
Yeah.
Austin not
No,
being
he's
very
been
high on Woody Marks.
recently.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
No.
make a trade for me because.
I mean, I have him at 32, so he's below Henry for me.
All right, that's it for me. You guys
Yeah.
got anything else?
That's all I got.
Nope.
Whew, finally into overtime. Yeesh. You guys watch anything good?
Just Halloween stuff. Been watching
Okay.
all of our favorites.
Well, all right. What's the best? What's the scariest thing that you've watched this season?
The scariest is probably Insidious.
Oof, I
It's
would
just
never
a
watch
really good movie.
That's a good movie.
Great jump scares, great storyline. Not too gory. I'm not a big fan of gore. That's probably the best horror movie I've watched. But maybe we watched all the classics, the Halloweens, the Screams, and then like we watched this animated Tim Burton one called Frankenweenie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Did you watch Hubie Halloween?
Mm-mm.
Put it on your list. Adam Sandler. It's great.
Okay.
I mean, it's not great. It's just funny. It's a good fun watch.
Oh, we did watch Boo, the Medea Halloween one. That's
Oh.
it's probably my favorite funny Halloween movie.
I've never watched a Medea movie.
Oh my gosh, they're top tier.
I'll take your word. Mike, anything good?
Welcome to Derry came out, so that's streaming now. It's doing some prequel stuff. The first episode was really good. Like the start was whoa, and the last scene was whoa as well. So I'm not a big horror fan, but for some reason I am obsessed with like the It storyline. So I actually just got the audiobook this week, and I'm about 6 or 7 hours in as well. So it's like a 44-hour book. So I don't know, just the whole lore of it and everything is, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to me. So, and I'm not big into Stephen King or anything like that. I just, when I saw the first It movie, I was like, wow, this is really interesting. So
Yeah, really long book, and it does go back. It goes very deep into those kids' childhood and a generation before them as well.
yeah, and so that's what this show is actually going to do. So it's 27 years before the first movie, and then every season will be another 27 years prior. So it's really interesting. They're going back.
Do they have that
with it.
Scandinavian actor?
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård is. Yeah, he's still.
yeah,
Is that who you're talking about? Yeah,
Yeah,
he's really good, and the kid actors they have in it so far are really good. So it's just it's movie quality so far.
Cool.
Just in a TV show, but and then I also started Solar Opposites. I'd never heard of the show
It's great.
ever. Yeah, but it's basically like another Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I told you about it a
pretty-
couple weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I ignored you. Yeah. So
They also did they also
I
there's
found
a-
it on my own.
There's a Halloween but there's a Halloween show by those guys as well. That's really good called Haunted Mansion, I think. That's when I brought it up.
I don't like when they changed his voice because I'm not sure what happened, but the voice guy completely changed to like a British guy from the guy who does Rick's voice, and I'm not as big of a fan, but still enjoy it. Still enjoy
Next
the show.
Halloween, Mike's gonna be like, "I found this really good show."
just like, yeah, I mentioned it. So yeah, so I watch a little bit of horror and then I get a little bit of laughs. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. Then I go to bed.
Nice. Yeah, it is one of the few books that I've actually read as an adult that I
What?
yeah, well, I decided after college that if I'm not being assigned a book, I'm not reading it. It's not fun for me.
I'm not gonna lie, with like 4 kids, I don't have time to read books, so I listen to like everything. I listen to a lot of books, but like I don't sit down and read very much.
I
It's
had
probably
a
really bad.
very boring stretch of my life where I worked at a carpet store, and it just was awful. So I read that book in that time.
You read a carpet book?
No, I read it.
He's sitting on the carpet.
Yeah,
He
sitting
read,
in the back.
he
Sitting
read
on the
it while sitting on the carpet.
Sitting in the back of the carpet.
I thought you were just looking through the carpet catalog. You're like, so I read that carpet book, but that was the last one.
Yeah, if you need to know anything about Berber, I got you.
Actually,
But-
carpet purchasing is stressful because there's all the layers and like different kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Every time we look at carpets, I'm like, I hate this. There's too much. Just
And-
fuse
and-
them together. Make it easy.
It actually made me an expert on flooring working at that place in my 20s. So if you ever need it, if you're at a carpet store and you're having issues, just give me a call, Chad. I got you.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesse, pick out my carpet, please.
I'll give you the pile count and the pile height and all that kind of stuff. For me, it was we watched the second Spinal Tap. I'm wearing the shirt. This one goes to 11. So you guys probably don't know what Spinal Tap is. This is Spinal Tap was the original mockumentary. It was literally the first mockumentary that became popular. It was
No, that was The Office.
It was directed by Rob Reiner. And it starred. It was about a really stupid British rock band. It was Christopher Guest, the guy that played Lenny on Laverne and Shirley. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about. But
I have heard of it. I'll tell you that.
This is Spinal Tap was really funny. It was a really funny mockumentary, and they just came out with a sequel. This was in the 70s, I think, maybe early 80s that they made it. They just came out with a sequel now. So they're old and it's really low.
They didn't make any
energy.
money back then, so they want to make some money
Yeah.
now.
And-
So
and
they're
fun
all
fact-
old people.
They're all very successful. Christopher Guest wrote and directed like Best in Show and Mighty Wind and all those movies. So they're good. They I think this is just like for fun.
Nice. And
My
and
wife-
fun fact, they were the second mockumentary ever after The Office.
Okay.
Basically copied them.
Okay. Check. So my wife ate too many edibles and laughed her ass off the entire time. I giggled a little. It was amusing.
What's it streaming on?
I don't know.
Perfect.
I don't have that issue anymore. If you'd like, I can hook you up, Chad, with a box.
No, don't worry about it.
Fix all of your
I'll
problems.
Google it. I'll
All of your
Google
little
it.
streaming issues.
I have no streaming issues, man. I love my my Apple TV.
And you
But,
haven't rewatched anything.
What? Yeah, I've been rewatching Always Sunny with the wife. So
Oh,
she never watched it all the way through. So we're
if I could only be
Yeah.
her right now.
she's like it's like one of those things that like people do with like Seinfeld and stuff where they've seen like random kind of sporadic episodes. That's kind of what she's gone through with Always Sunny. That's been her experience. So it's fun kind of going through. And right now we just got introduced to Artemis, so we're pretty early on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Has Frank started banging her yet?
No, we just got introduced. So she was, what do they call them? Like the girls that dance on the bar tops and stuff.
Oh yeah, Coyote Ugly. That's right.
Yeah.
They're
So
doing
D
Coyote
tried to
Ugly.
hire her.
Right. But she's a serious actress.
and the dance she did on the bar top. And Dennis freaks out. I tried to explain it. I tried to warn her. I was like, Dennis is a sociopath. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the pure anger. He's
The scene where we watched a scene where Charlie says that he has cancer.
you're
He's
early
using
on.
the whole thing to get a date. Yeah, we're super early on, so I'm having a lot of fun because I haven't seen these early episodes in a while. But
Great.
yeah, if anybody hasn't seen Always Sunny, you've gotta watch it all the way through. It's so good, and it's
My-
streaming on Hulu/Disney Plus.
All right, we're gonna need sponsorship now. My favorite Dennis moment is when he's talking about taking girls out on the boat, and he's like, "They won't say no because of the implication." And he keeps saying it that way, and everyone's like, "Are you murdering these girls?
What are you talking about?
What are you doing to these?" That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Guys. I could talk all night about this, but I think we gotta go. Anything else?
That's it.
It's been the front office.
I miss your theme song.
Peace.
Like,
Two-time twice.
Powered by Riverside.